Obama wasn't as bad as they said, and Trump isn't as bad as they say. They make it out.
Attack Trump, Obama at all.
Well, Fox did. Like,
hardly. I mean, not much.
Not as much as I would.
Because they were scared to get called racist.
Right.
Couldn't do anything.
Right.
Obama never had any criticism. Jesus.
I think Trump isn't going to run for before.
Well,
I think he's going to be afraid to get humiliated and just say, you know, I'm 76 years old, I'm stepping out.
I've done what I could.
Right. That's my.
You don't think he'll run again?
No.
You guys are.
If
It depends what's going to happen with taxes and shit, man. If he gets some stuff done.
I'm going to say this, but the Republicans aren't supporting him, and I'm going to say this to you. If he thinks he's going to be humiliated, like crushed in the election, he may be so egotistical he doesn't believe it.
We know it. He was not going to. He won't. You know he won't run.
It's the Ford year-end sales event.
But if he believes he's going to get crushed, then.
But everybody told him he was going to get crushed running against Republicans.
Well, just yeah, I know.
I am, and so is my family.
I'd vote for him again.
Why are you taking your hands off the wheel?
And
I don't care for
Ford
the guy,
Edge,
but I
available
like
in
his
hand
policy.
to park assist, makes
And I think
parallel
she
parking
liked
very
his policy.
impressive. They're gonna leave you.
Because you know who I like, but I would hate his policies,
That's
is
Ford,
Biden.
America's best-selling brand.
Biden would have crushed
Holiday offers.
Trump.
It's
probably
0%
right.
APR Friday.
Because Biden loves America. He may be jacked up in his policies, but he loves America, and I think people didn't believe Hillary. They thought she was too. And I think Biden, if he would have ran and been the nomination, he would have beat Trump.
And he also had his son had just died, so he had sympathy vote also.
And he's from the Rust Belt, which went towards Obama. You know.
See dealer or go to myfordnow.com for complete details.
You're probably right. Biden probably would.
Home loans for your next ideal home loan. You've heard me say that before because they have programs made for you, and they will pick a loan program.
You ever get moving company calls?
For example, if you're approved,
Sorry.
approval means you can get a loan, but with ideal home loans,
That's probably
beyond the
The
approval.
thing about it's always
Optimization. They keep your credit in order to get even better pricing and better.
Well, it shows up and it's twice the price, but they hold it hostage.
You may not want to go back to 30 years. You can pick whatever term you want, and then they have a high guarantee. If you refinance or you purchase and rates go down, guess what? They will refinance you free of all lender fees within the next 2 years. And then the
you know what I hate about our media? They're fucking
wow,
lazy.
that's like getting a cash offer for
And
a
they
sale
don't know.
because you're
They don't
pre-approved
really know
and
the
they
issue.
guarantee
They
it'll
really
close in
don't.
3 weeks or less.
I think our media right now, the younger media, and maybe the ones that are still in it that are older, are so idealistic, and that they would lie through their teeth for whatever ideology they believe.
Right. The end justifies the means.
And they've been taught that in school, that, you know, that truth is relative, and so if you believe it, right? If you teach the truth is relative, and there is no,
That's good.
there is no,
Truth is relative.
well, morality is relative. You know, they've been taught morality is relative, right?
Right. It's all
I mean, I
the
saw a thing on Facebook the other day, and it said, all these women that came out so horribly upset, all these actresses that came out so horribly upset with Trump, with his comments, his locker room comments, right? That,
Hollywood.
but they never said a word about Weinstein. You know,
Well, Clinton.
right? But what's her name? Ashley Judd.
Put your headset on.
She's really.
She actually had sex with Weinstein to get her. They're saying that
She said she did.
someone said she did.
No, I heard her interview. She never did. She wanted to.
Is that what she said?
No.
She was devastated.
It's going to be for Century RV.
She was devastated.
That he attacked her?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Unless
why
there's
didn't she
a
come out
Century
against
RV
Trump
on
like she came out against Trump? I mean, she never said anything until it came out.
Right. No,
Why not? Right? I mean,
No, she said no, she was one of the first people that came out, and no one listened to her.
About what?
Ashley Judd.
Why didn't she come out with her big speech where she was yelling about women and Trump, and she said, you know, remember that big all 1,000 woman march or whatever?
I don't know.
She's one of the big speakers there.
There's fake news even on the.
It was called the,
Isn't it the 1,000 Woman or
No, it's
something
like Vagina March or something.
It's
the
a
Pussy March or something
They all
like
wore
that.
vaginas on their head?
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
And I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, here to help you solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints, and make your life just a little easier. Welcome. We are here to talk anything you want about your life, about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, I say. It's a show about everything and the show about nothing in particular, unless you make it so. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, if someone lied to you, cheated you, ripped you off, give us a call. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We have a lot of things to talk about today, among them floor coverings. Buddy Mitchell from our referral list is in. He's with Simply Floors, and yesterday we had him on the air because we had some questions about floor coverings. And some of our emails have been about floor coverings, and so has some of our complaints been about floor coverings, about price, product, questions. The only reason I can think is that this time of year, a lot of people think about, I think, maybe new carpet or floor covering going into the holidays. That's all I can think of, because we get a lot of complaints and a lot of inquiries. So we asked Buddy to come in. So if you want to talk about floor coverings, you can. We never limit the show to one topic, as you know, but there are things he brought out yesterday I thought that were pretty telling, and I thought they were pretty cool. Inside information, basic information that everyone should know about floor coverings, about carpeting specifically, and we'll review that as we go on.
You know, the psyche of someone complaining about price, like that guy we talked to yesterday after the show.
That, yeah.
Wasn't that, it's really weird thinking of how he literally said he couldn't sleep for like 3 months because he thought he overpaid. Isn't that insane?
He said it was nagging at him.
And he definitely was nagging at him.
And I could pick the things that the merchant did wrong to make it a nagging problem. I just gave a talk today to a business, and one of my functions is to go out and talk to businesses and to consult with them based on my hundreds of thousands of conversations with consumers. You might think, after listening to problems for 40 years, I kind of have an idea of what makes people pissed and what makes them happy. I group them, I catalog this information. And the price thing is very interesting, because here, I want to give you an example. Who do you think is more pissed? Someone who pays the lowest price and gets ripped, or gets poor quality, or someone who pays the highest price and gets great service and products? Who's more pissed?
It's always the lowest price.
No. The person who paid the most is the most pissed, even if they got a great job. If they got a perfect job, but perceive they paid too much,
True.
They're more pissed off than someone who paid the lowest price and got ripped off. If you paid the lowest price and got ripped off, you're not as pissed off as getting a perfect job and paying too much. I'll tell you why. The people who pay the lowest price and get ripped off have an attitude of, well, I might deserve it. I took a chance. I might deserve it. People who pay the highest price, even if they get a perfect job, say, I shouldn't have paid that much. I could have gotten it for this. Or I should have gotten it for this. You make more enemies when you overprice and do a perfect job than if you underprice and walk away. Isn't that weird? You make more enemies. I have stats to prove it. There is not one price complaint where somebody is angry at the merchant when they pay too little. They're more angry when they pay too much. They blame themselves when they pay too little. They blame the merchant when they pay too much. So, what if you could do both? give a great price and a great product. And buddy, I swear to God, you're one of the few people that get that. That you try to do a great price and a great value.
We try to give
You
people
do.
the most product for their budget.
I know,
I mean,
you
that's
do.
our goal. You know, our goal is to, you know, we figure that each customer is looking for three things. The first thing they're looking for is a beautiful floor, right? They want it to be beautiful.
Okay.
Then they want it to be durable. And then they want your price to be competitive with pretty much everybody else out there, right? You know, there's companies out there that are higher than us, and then there's companies that give less service than we do that are a little lower, but when they...
So they want beauty, durability, and competitiveness. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that's not with every business, but with yours. I will say this, okay? If quality was the same, the lowest price will get it every time.
Right.
Okay, if quality is the same. But there are some businesses that cannot charge less. They can't. Because the economy of it, if you do it right, you can't charge less. I'm not talking about floor coverings. There are businesses that if you take into consideration employees, HR, licensing, taxes, and insurance, they have to charge a certain amount just to stay in business. Just to stay in business. They have to. It's a must. They're not cheating anyone. They don't make it. They're not making money hands over fist. They're just staying in business. Why? Because they have employees, HR, insurance, overhead. It's just natural. Do the math. They're not overcharging. But what do you do? And here's the problem, Mark, and you're a businessman. And I want business people to listen. When you grow big, you don't always have economy of scale. In fact, it can be just the opposite. One man and a pickup truck might be able to do water heaters better than a giant company, even though the giant company has longevity, will stick by the warranties. If they burn your house down, they'll replace your house. They have insurance. They have everything it takes to do it the best. But the guy in the truck could still do a great job. But when he now hires a friend, and now he has 2 guys, and then he hires another one, he has 4, now he hires people and he has 20 and 30 and 40, there is no economy of scale in some businesses. It's just the opposite.
Well, a lot of times I was a general contractor, and I was that guy with a pickup truck full of tools out there doing that. And what I realized is that you don't charge for your accounting work. And you don't charge for your sales
and
work.
That's why you don't stay in business.
And right. And so at the end of the day, you're doing all that yourself, but you're not paying yourself for that.
The model is you have to charge. You have to. And those who don't will not stay in business.
Right.
I remember years ago there was a company called Candlelight Electric. Okay? They were purchased by Mr. Sparky and the what's called the what's the company that took them over? Clockwork, I think. It's a business group that bought the company, and their theory was, you know, you give guarantees, prices up front, always on time. Okay, Mr. Sparky had certain prices. They're still around, Mr. Sparky, not bad people. And this goes for any big plumbing, electric, HVAC company. They charged the price they had to charge to do it right. They had to. There was no choice. They weren't ripping people off. They had to charge that amount. If you work backwards, the math, you will see that they have that expense because they have a great company. I'm not talking about Mr. Sparky now. I'm talking about people who do it now. They had a great company. They have great service. They have great insurance. They have great products. They have great people. They pay good salaries. These are all these businesses now. Okay, but the smaller guy says, I saw the argument. It was between Mr. Sparky and an electrician. His name... he'll remain nameless. He says, you're ripping people off. How dare you charge these things? I only charge this much. And they said, really? Well, we charge this much. He went out of business. They're still in business. You cannot charge less for long and make it. Now, you can charge a little less, but not substantially less. You cannot do it. Why? Because of the back end. You're right. These small guys, they don't know what to charge. They don't know if when they charge for a job, they look at a furnace. They might be able to buy a furnace for $1,000. And they say, you know what? If I get paid $500 in a day, I'm making good money. So I'm going to charge $1,500. But they forget, well, who's paying the bookkeeping? Who's paying the van? Who's paying the depreciation? Who's paying this? Who's paying for their licensing? Who's paying for their recurrent training? And what happens is they eventually, it catches up to them. They take money, go out of business. It happens. So what is the answer? What is the answer?
Well, you got to have...
Is Amazon the answer? You know what Amazon does? Amazon says to a business, if you want to do business with us, we'll take care of everything for you. We'll bring you all the consumers you can handle, but you have to sell it at our price. That's what Amazon does. That's what they do. Because if that storekeeper had to put up a store and hire people and do it, he couldn't sell his TV as cheaply as he can on Amazon. But because he's a virtual merchant now, he can compete. And that's what Amazon has done. It has turned everyone into a virtual merchant. They don't have to pay for all the other stuff. Now, if they do, they can. People wonder, why is Walmart selling stuff cheaper online than they can at a store? Because they're moving into that model.
It's overhead.
Yes, it's overhead. You take someone's overhead away, you take their price away. They can do it cheaper.
Well, absolutely. That's what the shop-at-home carpet flooring model was built on, is a giant store on a major street. I looked at renting a place on Wadsworth and 52nd. It was $7,800 a month for 2,500 square feet. The space we have is less than $3,000, and it's 3 times the size.
Right. Less than $3,000. Right. It all comes down to price. So what I'm saying is, economies of scale do not work in home services. They do not work. You get more expensive as you get better. Does not work. Buddy, you're in a niche.
Well, the flooring business.
You're in a niche.
You buy it. You buy it better the bigger you get.
Right. Okay, that's right. But you're right. You buy it better. But I'm not talking about flooring. I'm talking about home services.
No, I agree with you, because I was in the home services business for 20 years before I got into flooring.
And in contracting. Contracting, the bigger you get, you don't get cheaper. You get more expensive.
I went to Vegas to the National Association of Remodel Contractors.
Yes.
And they told me it was a $50 billion business in America. That was their thing.
Yeah.
And then they had an award ceremony for the largest company in America, right? And I remember, this was 15 years ago, and they said that the largest company in America was doing I think it was 58 million, or maybe it was, all I knew was like less than 1%.
They're not doing it by doing it cheap.
But it was less than 1%, and I sat there and I thought, the John Elway of the best that ever played, the Tom Brady, John Elway, the best ever, he can't take 1% of the market.
Right.
He couldn't capture 1%.
Right. So the point is this: with certain industries, bigger is better, but not cheaper. In other industries, bigger is worse, but cheaper. So price is not an indicator of quality necessarily, but it can be an indicator of doing things right or wrong. We got to take this break. We got to go. We got more coming up.
I realized that every time I tried to grow, my prices had to go up and I made less.
I know. There's no economy
And
of
so
scale.
I had to just
No
stay.
economy of scale with contractors or with home services.
Yeah, I'm going to take a break for a while from it.
Yeah.
Just taking a little break.
Take a break from what?
Camera.
Why?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Just
You're
not
turning it
on. I mean,
off?
unless you want me to have it on.
People like it.
one in here.
No, people like it, don't they? Of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna.
Why wouldn't you like it,
Suzanne?
The weather forecast is going to become sunny today with a high of 50.
What is she going through right now?
I have no idea.
A few clouds.
What did you do?
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How. This report is brought to you by
I just read a really good book on marketing.
Yes, that's him. That's him.
You'll get triple points. That's 3.7.
Suzanne, you asked me if that was the guy. Yes. Who? What? Oh, no.
Looking for auto repairs?
Shit, some guy was looking for a recommendation, and I told her who to go to. She says, "Is this who you need?" Because he's not on our referral list.
Gives you personalized service, caring and understanding when it comes to the economy of it all. They value you, and they will combine.
I know it. I know. I sound like a pipsqueak, don't I? They're speeding up my voice.
2 locations, Lakewood and
They're speeding it up. I swear, I don't record it that way.
455-724 to an
You got a couple extra seconds.
They're compressing all of our spots. It's
credit card
ridiculous.
debt or student loans.
Time is money, bro.
His doesn't sound that way, though.
Payment every month. Hi, this is Ross Kaminsky.
Oh, yeah, it does. Why are they doing that?
To get extra time, bro.
You get a few extra, an extra ad, another 15-second ad through the day.
Whatever.
Well, how many ads, if you compressed every ad by 3 seconds?
Yeah,
how
but
many
if
ads do
someone,
they run
so
in an
you're
hour?
saying someone buys a 60 and they only give them 57.
Mark, an 82-inch TV now. A fucking 82-inch 4K. 82 inches.
How much?
Oh, well, it's 3,200 because that's new, but the 65s are now down to 1,000. Oh, that's mad.
We're buying computers. We're waiting until Black Friday to buy computers for our office. Because my wife was like, I gotta go buy some computers today. I said, we got 2 weeks. Just hold up 2 weeks.
And then do the Section 179. You know that.
What's that?
You write it all off.
Well, yeah.
100%.
All right, gentlemen. Angie, the producer here.
But you can group a lot of shit into that.
Get the important ladies in your
For
life.
179.
Don't worry. I got
You get like 125 grand this year or more in a one-time write-off. And if you're in the 40%, that's a lot of savings, bro.
I know.
Right in December.
Essential hair oil and more.
We've done that a couple times. You know, there's a donation on the Colorado in Colorado that if you donate money to a ministry that works with kids,
There you go. Or you can use that chair if you'd like.
a ministry that works with kids, it comes 100% off your taxes.
Get one, or even get
And why
several.
wouldn't you do it?
That's what I said. I think up to, I think it's up to, a donation. So like Open Door, if you donate to Open Doors preschool ministry, that runs a preschool, and you donate $5,000, you get $5,000 back.
So it's credit.
You'll get it right off your taxes, 100%.
Is that state or federal?
State. We did that last year. It's like, why not give it to the ministry versus the government?
Well, I got to do it. I have to do it.
Call Dave Warren, the guy. He'll tell you all about it.
I gave a talk down there.
I know. I was there.
For their annual. I loved it. They're great people.
Yeah. Dave and Michelle.
Clint, how you doing, brother? Like an hour and a half from Lake.
Where'd you come from?
Lakewood. There's 6 accidents on site.
I saw that this morning. It said
That's what I hit. I hit 2. I was going to be here 30 minutes early.
Plus the trash truck's burning up on the Bellevue exit, so it's closed.
Yeah, I saw that. I went right past that. That wasn't.
Never seen it this bad. So I understand Vegas was fun?
Yeah.
Did you win any money?
No, I lost probably about 1,000. I don't gamble that much, man.
Flashlight. Oh, yeah.
I figured my dad said if you're going to go to Vegas, you just figure out how much you want to lose per day and then lose it per day. Then lose it per day. Or
But you drank $1,000
easily. I am. Last time I went to Vegas, I tell the story. You know, I would tell you a story that's horrible for Vegas. I went up and I was playing craps, not craps. I was playing roulette, and I was there for 3 hours, and I was up about $1,000, right?
Yeah, run.
And so,
Go, go, go.
Hi, Tom Martino here. What's going on? What's happening with Brian? I'm Tom. Go ahead, Brian.
Hello, Tom. Great talking to you once again.
Thank you, man. What's happening?
Well, you were going over that deal with the product, just the last conversation.
Prices, right, prices.
Right, prices. Do you remember when Apple was in Costco the first time? And then Costco was actually selling their phones and pads lower. They'd buy them full price, but then they turned around and they would discount them so their members would get a better rate on them or whatever. And then,
yeah, they use that to spur membership.
Correct. And now Apple found out about it and they pulled all their products from their shelves.
Bose does that too.
They do. Ah. So I guess, but now they're back in the stores again, I noticed. What causes that? I mean, is it just greed?
Well, no. Well, they want to keep a certain margin, and they want their people to charge a certain amount, or it will hurt other retailers. And if all retailers start making less margin, they start demanding less. They want to pay less for wholesale, so they want to maintain a certain margin. Bose is famous for that. There was another stereo company called Bang & Olufsen or something, some crazy high-end stereo. They dictate the retail price. Apple hates when their retailers discount. That's why you almost always see everything the same price.
Interesting. Well, I know at Costco you always get extra things with it, like whether it be another charging system or possibly a battery or whatever it is going to be.
But they don't discount it anymore like they used to.
Aha, interesting.
And here's the deal. Here's the deal. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, the internet and greed or self-interest is putting an end to all of this. I'm telling you that people are revolting, and you're going to find in the future rock bottom prices on everything. Amazon is changing the world, and so is the internet.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you go to a store, a local retail store. Why would you pay $10 if you can get it for $5 online?
You would.
Why? You don't. And you can get it overnight.
And you don't have to drive and get it.
And if Amazon has its way with their giant warehouses all over the country, you'll get it the same day. You will literally make an order in the morning and have it in the afternoon.
Well, in big markets, they already have that.
Right. I mean, you know, these days are over, people. If you're in retail, you're in big trouble, especially mom and pop retail. You may as well just start your retirement plan now. And if you're selling products, buddy, you're doing floor coverings. You're a wonderful guy. You got the secret. You have a balance between product and price. Buddy Mitchell, I love you. Simply Floors. But I'm going to tell you something. Amazon will take a look at your business someday, and you'll go on to Amazon, and you will be in Denver, and and you want carpet, you're going to measure, you're going to go on Amazon, you're going to buy it, and they're going to send someone out to do it.
They're already talking about that.
Well, of course, not taught. They're going to do it, and then you're going to have to compete with them. So or
sign up with them.
Amazon is taking away the advertising and overhead for business, and they're saying, if you want more business than you can handle, you're going to give me a rock bottom price and go out and do it for my people. It's inevitable. You cannot stop it. You can't stop it. Just like when the airlines had prices, right? Here's what happened. The government deregulated it, and they all maintained their prices. And they're all looking at each other saying, okay, I'm not putting my price down if you don't. Okay, I won't either. And then all it took was one maverick, and it's over. It's done. And that's going to happen in every single business in the world. It's kind of too bad. But here's what you have. You have a migration of overhead to centralized services. Here's what's happening. They're taking the back end away from you. Okay, buddy? You're not going to have to bill. You're not going to have to advertise. You're not going to have to do anything except install and sell. And you sell at rock bottom prices, but instead of taking your price now, and you're already pretty damn low, but instead of taking, let's say, a normal retail price and subtracting advertising, bookkeeping, labor, transportation, all of this, the only thing you're going to do is take your price and subtract one thing, and one thing only, and that is your time and gas, or your installer's time and gas. All the advertising, Amazon, or whoever. All of the product, I'm telling you, they're taking away the back end from these businesses, and they're turning them into services only. They're taking away the business. There won't be a business. Your only business is going to be going online and filling orders. It's going to happen, whether we like it or not. because you can see it right now.
I think there might be a little bit of revolt against that.
I hope.
Because right now we have a service that picks up our trash. They're one of the biggest services in the country.
Yes.
Their customer service is horrible.
Waste management, baby, right? It's got to be.
I'm not going to say.
But people will only pay a certain amount for a relationship.
Right.
Only a certain amount.
Right.
Only a certain amount.
No, but he brings something up real quick.
Nathaniel's turn.
The bigger
okay,
they get, I don't use them. I use a cheaper trash company, and I could care less who picks up my trash.
Okay.
That's an industry. How would Amazon take that over?
Well, they won't.
But they might. I mean, we say they won't. They might.
The bigger these companies get, the less. It's just like the bigger the government gets, the less it responds.
No, it's true. But we're losing that relationship thing. We're losing it.
Yes.
Just like with Uber, Uber's a great, and Lyft, great concept, but it's rock bottom pricing. Why? Because they're not advertising. The drivers are doing nothing except fulfilling orders. Nathaniel, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. I haven't talked to you, man, in a few years.
What's going on with you?
Oh, man, I made my teeth.
What's that?
My teeth is all rotten. And
your teeth?
Yeah.
This dude's been drinking for sure.
Huh?
Have you been drinking today, Nathaniel?
No, I don't drink.
He's talking like that because of his teeth, he said. His teeth are rotten. Is that what you said, Nathaniel?
Uh-huh.
Why are your teeth rotten?
I don't know. They all...
Did you take care of them?
All the top is gone. During the years, yes. I'm 68 years old now.
That's not old, bro.
But I've been seriously ill the past 3-4 years. Heart attacks and stuff like that in the VA, roads, and all different hospitals.
What do you need right now, Nathaniel?
I need some dental work, Tom, and I'm broke.
Okay.
We just had some stuff. You missed it, man. We had the VA. They remember they were doing free stuff for veterans. We do it every year.
It was a great place.
So many people went.
What's the name of that? Southbridge? No,
Southbridge.
Is it Southbridge Dentistry?
It may not be too late, Tom. I'm going to put him in touch. The other day she got with me and said they had a few more openings, but she never called the show, so maybe they do.
Okay, when is Veterans Day?
This Saturday.
It's really close.
We might have an opening for you, Nathaniel.
This could work out, bud. Hold on.
Hold on. Call Southbridge. They're doing some dental work for people. And then I want to say one other thing. Wait. Is it Perfect Teeth? Perfect Teeth. That's a Perfect Teeth. Is that the one? Who are the franchises? Perfect Teeth's one of them, but there's
Comfort Dental?
Comfort Dental. I'm sorry. Comfort Dental does free, or they used to. Could you call and see if they still do it? Comfort Dental used to open up some of their offices for free dental work on Christmas Eve. I believe it was, or right before Christmas. And no questions asked, free dental work, Comfort Dental. It was Comfort for sure. I remember that. Comfort Dental. So let's find out if they still do that too and put the word out.
He might get real lucky and get in this Saturday, man.
Well, we'll find out for you. Hold on, okay, and we'll find out. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we're talking about contracting and not getting ripped off, and every day we hear about people. What do? They put money down and don't hear back. That won't happen with Genesis. Genesis exteriors and interiors. He does both exteriors and interiors. He kind of does it with the weather. As weather turns bad, he'll turn inside, but he does siding, windows, gutters, fencing, decks, basements, kitchens, baths, large and small additions. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509, 679-8509.
With dental colleges, is there a mic? There's a mic on something.
Hair has a...
Okay.
I would hate to fix on that guy's teeth.
He sounded totally drunk until he said he had no rotten teeth, man.
plus parts or free.
Might not be drinking.
Tom makes me all depressed. They don't have plants, but they do everything else. It takes what's that?
Probably doing math, that's why his teeth are bad. That's what it does.
Hell yeah, it rots him out.
Yeah.
And on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Boy, they speed up every spot. That's just amazing.
The foods you love, afraid to laugh, afraid to live a normal life, even afraid to go out in public.
What's amazing is that you've been in radio how long and you just noticed that? Or they just started?
They just started.
Yeah.
They were compressing for a while. They were compressing for a while, then they stopped.
Get your life back. I invite you to my office for a free consultation.
There was a trend in compression for a long time, and then they stopped and
Give a card.
started again.
Okay, you know what, Mike?
Construction companies.
Yeah, I don't have one on me.
I'll just get some things.
Oh,
Tom, I found out, you know, that guy wanted to test the thickness of his paint. Even the $5,000 ultrasound machines can't distinguish between paint and wood. There's just not enough of a difference in material there. But you can always find some place where there's metal that's been painted over, and these do test that. Both non-ferrous and ferrous gold testers.
But usually there's metal usually on the corners of the drywall.
Yeah, like on corners and, well, drywall corners or outside.
But on the exterior,
Yeah, on the exterior, and it just has calibration things in it. But
Why would they? Why would you care about it? Just they didn't. They
they
put on
claim
too thin.
they put 2 coats on. They didn't.
some people have the 2 coats and they don't get it.
Yeah, but some paints are literally thicker, though, so what's the difference? 1 coat could equal 2, right?
Well, I looked at it.
Some of them say the primer's built in, for example.
If it's done with a sprayer, you know, I've sprayed a lot of paint. How fast you move your hand as you spray. You go like that or you go like that, right?
Yeah.
It's a little hard to identify, but overall, they should have 6 to 8 mils on latex.
I've never thought of that. I never would have questioned. I understand if they didn't get 2 coats, but you spray it one, you know, that could be 1 coat, 2 coats, even though it's put on at the same time. I don't know.
I can tell if it's, you know, an airplane.
Right, versus zoom.
You know, you can't put a second coat of paint on an airplane. You have to strip them every time. You can tell with this if it's been repainted. You can tell the car's been repainted.
Because of the metal.
Yeah, because of the metal.
I talked to that guy that said he couldn't sleep at night this morning.
Can you believe that? He was so distressed. I mean, you could hear it in him. It's all he's thought about for 4 months.
Yeah. I told him, I said, you know, how much did he overpay? Probably a little bit. It's, you know,
Like about how much?
grand.
Yeah, so it's right. He's within 10%. That was what was it? 11 grand? 12 grand?
I you know, without seeing it, without knowing exactly what he did, because I talked to him on the phone and said, hey, I'll come out.
But those guys, they even told me they were not cheap at all. They're not.
They seemed, it sounded high. It sounded high, but it didn't sound like it was.
Here's what scares me with companies, and I don't know if they do this or not. But if they're dealing with him or an older couple, it's one price. If they're dealing with me at my house, it's a different price. That I don't like.
That's Empire. That's a lot of flooring companies.
So you think Empire, depending on
who you're no, they start at a price. They start at like, let's just say $5 grand. And by the time they leave, they're at 3. And at any point, this is the last quote. Then they go out to their car. They talk on the phone. My sales manager
said, it's like the old car model.
Right.
I got to go talk to the salesman.
We had a customer yesterday ask our salesperson.
This is nuts.
Our customer, we had my sales lady, Kristen, goes out, meets with a customer. This creepy guy, according to her and the customer, came from Empire, right? The customer said, please don't leave. Sit in your car. He scares me.
Jeez.
Right? And he went from $5 grand down to $4 grand down to $3 grand. And she had to ask him to leave the house, and then she called Kristen and said, please come back in. So Kristen went back in because she was afraid of this guy.
Yeah.
Right? I have no idea if the guy was just, you know, that's why we hired females to work for us, because some women get freaked out by guys in their house. So.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Century RV has a new showroom. They're expanding from their Longmont location. You know, they have a place up at Colorado 119 and I-25 north of Denver. Well, now they have a new location right here in the metro area. I am so happy for Steve and the gang. They have one at 6th Avenue, just west of Kipling, next to Woodley's. So it is 30 50,000 square feet of indoor showroom.
They have the largest used inventory in the state now.
The largest used. Now, here's what I want to know, though, and I'd love to get Steve on the line or someone from there. I would always advertise they have Class A's, Class B's, Class C's. They say they don't have Class... Somebody told me they don't have Class B's. I want to clarify that, though, because I always was told, and I want to know which location has what. So if we could call them and get a clarification, that would be good. Maybe Deputy Dan, you can call Century RV. And I say Class A's, Class B's. Aren't Class B's custom vans? Are they, or are they the cab? No, they're the cab overs, right? And then C's are custom vans. What's that? C is the cab over. Okay. Maybe, oh, say they don't have B. They don't have the custom vans, maybe. I want to clarify that. It doesn't matter. They have such a big selection of used RVs, and they have new RVs as well. All the major, of course, brands that you want to see. And so we're gonna check them out. They have $50,000. Listen to this: $50,000 discounts on some of the new ones. Really, and they have some campers, some new travel trailers for $99.95, brand new ones. A huge selection of new and used, and they're open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Visit CentryRV.com for more, okay? And then we will call and clarify, but I can see where they don't have Class B's.
On their website, Class A, Class B, Class C.
Oh, it does say that?
Sure does.
Okay.
Toy haulers, it says everything.
But I don't know, I was told that they don't have Class B's. I just want to clarify it. So if somebody can give a call to them, that would be great. Truck driver Lee, what's happening, sir? What's going on?
Hey, Tom, it's been a while since I've been back. I've been busy trying to make a living and stay out of trouble.
Well, what's happening?
I need your advice. I know you've been in and around court many times.
Yeah.
And I just need some extended advice, maybe.
Okay.
Outlook, or whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Okay, for the last 3 years, well, since May of 2015, I've been involved in litigation because I wanted to, and not because it was on me. It was my call. I won a judgment in Arapahoe County in July, late July this year, and that was a six-figure judgment. Well, come to find out, the company, the entity that I won that judgment against, is got scoundrels in it, but one way or the other, they've reduced the money. They have about $25,000 left in their kitty.
Well, hold on to something, Lee. You're talking in code, so I need to know some stuff.
Okay.
Was the judgment for fraud? Or was it for breach of contract? What was it for? What was the finding?
It's something that you've never heard of.
Well, tell me, or I can't answer you. I can't without details. What is it for?
Okay, it was for what the state of Colorado, under a statute, the dissenters statute on closely held corporations.
Yes, and what was the judgment for? What happened?
What happened was the entity, the building was sold for what I determined was less than what its real fair value.
Okay, was it did you have a building foreclosed?
No.
Okay,
no.
Then
it's a small, closely held class corporate C.
Lee, whose corporation is it?
Well, it was 200 shareholders.
Okay, and so this corporation sold a building, and they sold it for less than you thought was worthy.
Yes, the board of directors happened to hold majority over the years.
I got you, and you were an owner in this.
Yep.
Okay, and you thought you got screwed out of some money.
I know I did.
Okay, so you got a judgment for how much?
Just short of $700,000.
Okay, now you got a $700,000 judgment against a corporation. Once that judgment was a threat, not just adjudicated, but a threat, they can't reduce the coffers. So if they reduce the coffers in an illegal way, it would be called an illegal transfer, or a fraudulent transfer. So when did they start reducing the coffers?
Well, there's more, a little bit more to it. Let me give them a little more history. The board of directors owned another smaller building right next door outright.
Yes.
They have for many years.
Yes.
They commingled the sale. When they did, they sold the building that we're talking about, the 200 shareholder building. They sold it for less than half the price of the taxable value by Arapahoe County.
So I'm not disputing that. You already won the judgment. I didn't ask that. I'm asking what happened to the money in the corporation. You said they reduced the coffers. How much is left in the corporation?
Well, when they sold it, they only sold it for $450.
Okay, where did that money go?
Well, they increased the size of the smaller building next door.
How did they increase the size?
Because when they made a sale to one entity for both buildings.
Yes.
And they did in Arapahoe County. They filed the sale price. You can file the sale price on anything for any amount you want.
Yes.
Well, evidently they weren't stupid. They filed the sale price on the larger building at $450 and their smaller building at $800.
Okay, but did the smaller building, where there weren't that many shareholders, right?
Well, there's 198 shares actually out.
Wait, but does this corporation own both buildings?
The board of directors controlled.
I'm asking a question, Lee, and there's a reason I'm asking. Did the 200 shareholders own both buildings?
No.
Okay, they own the big building. And so what this board of directors did was sold both buildings in a package and allotted most of the price to the smaller building so they could keep most of the money.
Yep, because they own it outright.
I understand that. They did an okey doke on their shareholders. This happens all the time. For example, a drug company raises money to do research, and the drug company you put money into is hiring the research company, and then the research company is the one that makes the money, not the other one. What they did was they sold both buildings, and then they took most of the money for the small building so they could keep it among themselves and not share it with the 200 shareholders. You must have proven your case because you got a $700,000 judgment.
Yes, but
okay.
There's no money.
Well, here's the deal. Was there ever money in that corporation? There was $450.
Yeah, $450.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. What did they do with the $450? That's what I'm asking. They're not allowed to get rid of it. They have to keep it.
That sounds good, but that isn't what they did.
Well, then it's a fraudulent transfer. Go get an attorney and go after it. Wherever that money went, you can claw it back.
I got one. I got a good attorney.
Well, you don't, because he didn't claw back the money, and that's what you do with a fraudulent transfer.
Wait, Tommy. I need your advice. Let me just a little bit more.
Hold on. I don't have time to try your case on the air, Lee. I'm sorry. Here's the deal. If you have an attorney worth his ass in salt, what he will do is he will put out, these people could go to jail. You can't evade a judgment. If there was 450 in that corporation and they had any clue there was going to be a judgment, that money is frozen. And if they did away with that money, it can be clawed back. It doesn't matter if they paid for their mother's heart transplant. It can be clawed back. That's what happens. It's not spent. It's taken back. But you have to have an attorney who's aggressive about it. I really can't go through every single detail with you, Lee, unless there is something new that you want to tell me. But if what you told me is true, your attorney is not doing his job. We have more coming right up.
How do you get a goddamn judgment and let people drain a corporation? It doesn't happen. You know, I know damn well it doesn't happen. They can go and they can get money from your fucking credit card company. You know, if you paid off a bill, they'll go to the bank and take it back. They literally can do that.
So if you get a judgment, don't they freeze every 3
They're
years?
supposed to. But he said they reduce the money. You don't reduce the money. You just don't do it.
They got $700,000 in the other corporation, so you have to sue the other corporation for fraudulent. So he's going to have to sue the other corporation for fraud.
Right.
He already won. He already won that argument. So I don't even know how they got rid of any money. Their ownership in that other corporation becomes his.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you want me to ask Century RV? How many?
Do they have Class B motorhomes?
Very good.
I know they have Class A's and Class C's. Do they have Class B's? That's all I need to know. And if they do, in which location? I live a mile from there. I'm stopping on my way out, so let's see.
No, I'm right here. I need to know now.
Oh, okay.
My dad built campers. Built Class C's and trailers.
Where?
Here in Denver. Mitchell Campers.
Mitchell? Oh my gosh.
Buddy Mitchell. Yeah. My dad started in 1958.
No, he doesn't try it. He built 1 million sliding trucks. I didn't know anything about
I think we need to crack down right now.
He built campers, and they were a big name.
We'll talk about it.
Are they still around?
We were the largest camper manufacturer west of the Mississippi.
They're all made in where?
Elkhart, Indiana.
Why? Why Indiana?
Because it started there, and then all of the companies that make the parts for campers started there.
And so the custom buses are all up in Oregon.
Yeah, so my dad would have Phil Longford and Mike Naughton and all them. He bought pickups and vans, cut them in half, and build Class C's out of them.
Well, the sliding campers.
I
don't think I ever saw a sliding camper that didn't say Mitchell on it.
Yeah, in the 60s, they were building 3 a day. They were building about 900 a year, 1,000 a year. They had a plant in Denver and a plant in Albuquerque.
And it was a good brand, too.
Yeah, well, 1976, our factory burnt down here in Commerce City. It was, you can go back and look at the news on it. And at the same time, we had the first energy crisis. And they went from selling, my dad would say, selling 7 a day to selling 7 a week. And so when they went to selling 7 a week back in the 70s, they went into the modular home business and started building modular homes in conjunction with the campers. And in 1988, my senior year of high school, or late, they went broke. And my dad lost $30 million. Him and his brother lost $30 million. So he called me my freshman year of college and said, I can't pay for college anymore. You can either come home or go get a job. And so I went and got a job.
About when Winnebago really took over the industry, too.
Yeah, well, the company that bought Winnebago tried to buy my dad. It was Rio Grande Investments, and my dad was in his mid-30s and said, well, it's a story, but the story I was told is they wanted him and they didn't want his brother. They wanted my dad and they didn't want his brother. And so there were a big corporation come in, was going to buy him, offered him money, and they said no. And they didn't have the money to keep going and, themselves and grow it like they grew Winnebago. That company, my dad turned them down, and Winnebago.
Maybe about 10, and mostly of Class Bs, mostly in Longmont, but they do switch them around to rotate.
Do they have Class C's? Class B?
Yeah. Well, actually, they say B plus is actually what the industry is kind of
B plus
saying.
the pop top one.
And they're actually C's, but they got these. They kind of.
So the answer is what?
They do. They got probably 10 Bs and stuff.
But not much. So not much.
Right. Well, that's quite a few of them, isn't there? I don't know. But he said between 10 and 20. He says it's Class B and B plus. But the B plus is the least technically.
Yeah, it's Class C.
Class C's.
The money. You know what I can't. My dad said back in 1976, you could buy a brand new Dodge pickup for $1,700, and you could buy a pickup or a camper from him for $500. Right now, a slide-in pickup camper is $45 grand. 20 to 40 grand. Well, and an F-150 is 70.
Andrea's asking me for RV commercials. So, is Andrea handling it, or are you?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Andrea, she's been communicating with me, telling me what ads to run, how to say it, what to say for RV America. I mean, for Century RV.
I'll call Ray. I have no idea.
Would you please? I mean.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, listen, I'm going to go back to truck driver Lee just quickly. He got a judgment, and at the time you're threatening a judgment, not even when you get it, when you're threatening a judgment, money is supposed to stay put. If it's moved for any reason, it can be clawed back. He says he has a good attorney. I dispute it. He's got a judgment, that's good, but now he says there's no money in the corporation. So from the time you started your lawsuit till the time you got your judgment, they drained the company, right, Lee?
Well, that's what they claim.
Okay, well, how'd they drain it?
Well, number one, they paid $88,000 in sales commission on the 2 buildings, and they took it all out of our building.
Okay.
Then they fixed roofs.
That's a legit one. What after that? What I'm talking about the net proceeds. What did they do?
Well, that's not quite legit because they paid the whole $88,000 sales commission.
I'm just saying it's a legit expense. I'm not talking about how they allotted it. But what did they do with the rest of the money?
Well, they paid me a first check, which was small. I say small, 54.
Well, what did they do with the other 199 shareholders?
Well, there's only 6 other ones in the city that I can find. It's a very old corporation. It's hard to find the heirs.
Okay, well, listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal. To the extent that they allotted sales from one to another, you've already proven your case, right? Because you got a judgment.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that money that's in the other corporation is yours too, because you can put a garnishment against or a writ of execution against those guys, the board of directors, to go after their share of that company. What's your attorney doing for you, Lee?
Well, can I answer that? He's pretty good. Okay, I paid $55,000 in legal fees right now.
Yeah, and what has he done to collect the money?
We've won the judgment. He has done nothing at this point to collect.
When was the judgment when was the judgment signed?
The judgment was signed on 8/12 of 17.
Okay, that's good. That's not too long. So he's going to claw back the money. You right now you're going to go after every single board of director, and you're going to go into each corporation.
That is exactly what I wanted your opinion on. That's what he said.
It's not my opinion. It's his opinion. He's your attorney. I mean, I would have their asses already drained dry. I don't know why he's waiting.
Well, I don't know why either. He's a good lawyer. He wants to do...
You know, Lee, stop saying he's a good lawyer. Good lawyers prove themselves by what they do. He's good he got you the judgment. Did they fight the judgment?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, good. Then you got the judgment. He was a good lawyer. And now you got to get a good collector. Sometimes the judgment lawyer is not necessarily the collection lawyer. Well, you need a pit bull collection attorney, and I can give you one off the air.
He wants to do exactly what you said.
Good.
Because the dissenters statute...
Then what are you waiting for?
Wait. Don't cut me off so damn quick.
Lee, listen. Wait. Lee, hold on. Firstly, don't tell me what to do, all right? This is a damn show. I'm here to help people and not to have the whole show about Lee, okay? I appreciate, Lee, that you're calling me for an opinion, but we can't spend the next damn hour on your problem. Okay, so yeah, I am cutting you off, Lee. I'm sorry, I am. When you want a specific question, let me know what it is. You can email me. Okay? I mean, don't holler at me. I'm telling you what to do. It's that easy. So far, your attorney is telling you the right thing. Let him do it. Or hire a collection attorney. What's going on, Angela? What's happening?
Hi, I'm having trouble with a moving company. We moved here from Arizona to Colorado, and we had a delay of bringing our stuff up for 60 days.
Why was there a delay?
We couldn't get into our house.
Okay, hold on, because I don't want you to run out of time. This sounds important. Do you have your stuff or not?
No, I don't.
Is it in storage somewhere?
In Arizona, and they promised delivery on Halloween and have not shown up.
Movers, man. All right, hold on a second. This is a serious one. We'll come up with you next.
Some of these, I love, like, when you're on the air, they're trying to tell you the whole story. It's like, just get to the point. I got a judgment. Should I go after him? Yeah.
I mean, why do they fight the hand that feeds them? I mean,
you know what? The guy, he keeps saying his attorney's good. Okay, well then let him do his job.
Well, but the corporation only has $25,000 in it. Is it worth me paying the guy more money to go after that $25,000? No, go after everybody.
Go after the moving company.
If this attorney's good, why is he calling you?
What's really good is the fact that they move money pierces the corporate veil now.
Actually, open the truck or storage.
Well, there's some better than others, aren't they?
No, it's not a bad idea. And that other building still exists.
Sucks you gotta do that.
I know, but there's too many that were getting
It was sold to somebody else. You can go back. Actually foreclose. He can foreclose on it.
Yeah, you
With
do
it.
that now.
Yeah. With a $750,000 judgment, I buy it.
I don't think he's in that bad a shape.
Okay, I got a $750,000 judgment. Give me my.
I need to go to my car. I need to go to my car and take some medicines. Can I use your card?
You want mine?
Yeah. And then if I'm not back, just start the hour. I'll be right back.
When you're involved in any kind of legal thing, you got to be patient, period. The wheels of justice move very slowly.
The church killings in Texas. Fox's Jared Halpern is live on Capitol Hill.
Nearly 24 Senate Democrats.
Pretty brazen board of directors though for the other building.
Well, they thought they could get away with it because he said you can't find the shareholders. It's a really old shareholder, and I've got half the shares.
But
So
just the way he did the tax base, it's like, you know, was very easily to prove. And then if you look at that they put the whole 88,000 on the one billion, I mean, that's pretty. I don't think you even have to be a good lawyer to win that. It seems pretty dry.
Seems like more and more places are just brazenly.
So after the back and forth, this is what I put.
Vice President Mike Pence traveling to the Texas town where the church massacre happened.
It's expected that both
And then
Vice
you can see
President
what he
and
put
Mr.
back.
Pence will have a chance to meet with survivors and family of the 26 people killed. This small town is comprised of a number of devout.
I don't want to get in between you two.
Do you guys, lumber liquidators, is that any strictly?
Well, Lumber Liquidators is
Sure.
Lumber Liquidators is a huge corporation,
Yeah.
national.
Right.
You know, like when you watch basketball games, and
Right.
you know, all they sell is hardwood and laminate, LVT. and all
Right. They don't do
that.
carpeting.
They don't do carpeting, but you know,
But you do everything.
We do carpeting and that, but they don't install anything. Most of our competitors don't install; they just sell product,
Okay.
right? And so the difference between us and them when we work with contractors is we install it.
Do you ever buy from lumber liquidators? No, you don't. Okay.
We buy directly from the people they buy from.
Gotcha. So
Lumber Liquidators,
it's strictly a consumer.
Lumber Liquidators, their specialty is they've got good wood, right? But their whole thing is they advertise junk, right? So they say, oh, you can get in here and you can buy wood for $2.99 a square foot, knowing that when the people would come in and look at the store and they look at the $2.99, and a lot of people don't realize what's the difference between a cheap board and an expensive board. The cheap stuff is short, narrow, and shorts. So they'll go in and they'll buy a wood for $2 a square foot. I mean, they had a caller that did that. The caller, remember a couple of months
ago, it wasn't Lumber Liquidators.
But they bought it online. But
Right.
what they're buying is what they got for $2 a square foot had a bunch of little boards in it.
Yes.
And you get what you pay for.
Right. That was a Craigslist thing, and they were buying it. Right.
And they're buying a company's going broke. Well, the company took all the short stuff, put it in boxes, and sold it for cheap.
That seems like a lot of work to do that.
Well, no, it's all automated.
Oh, okay.
But you could just think about it. If you're selling premium, the boards that you're nailing in are 2 to 7. Like I just sold a floor yesterday. It was 25 grand, right? And for everything. And she bought a floor, and most of the boards are going to be over 4 feet, up to 7, right? 4 inches wide with a premium finish on it. So the way you make it cheaper is cheap wood, pour finish, shorts.
Also, I found that the cheaper ones, the height, there's differences in heights when they fit together.
Well, that's all. Difference in heights isn't as big a problem as differences in width.
I've seen that too.
Oh my God, we've had some problems where. Well, think of this: if you have a board and it's 4 inches, and this one is 3 7/8, and then this one that goes here, when you put it there, you have a big old gap.
Right. But I can't believe that with everything being automated, to me, height and width should be.
No,
I can see the shortness.
Absolutely not. It's because wood grows and shrinks.
It's really
Humidity. Well, not even that. It's different humidity levels in the board. One tree will absorb more water through osmosis or whatever you want to call it than the next board. So if you don't kill dry the wood and get it all stable and then put your finish on it, and then cut it, and then finish it. I mean, and that makes it cost more. And so what people, when they're looking at wood, they're like, well, that board's 4 inches, and that board's 4 inches. They look the same. That one's $3, and that one's $4. I'm going to buy the 3.
So you're saying some people actually cut the board, then kiln dry it?
Or they kiln dry it, and then while they're waiting to cut it, it gets more moisture. It rains.
The tree has heartwood in it and the edgewood.
Yeah, no, but if it's all kiln dried down there and then they cut it, it shouldn't shrink.
But as they're manufacturing it, days go by, and today it's beautiful. Tomorrow it rains. You kiln dry all this lumber. You run half of it, then you run the next half, and then they get mixed up. I mean, it's a.
I make pallet floors. I have a machine too. Put the grooves in, plane it, and everything, and it's all mixed wood. And you got all the nail holes and everything else. The roughness is what
Yeah. Well, that's why all pre-finished floors is beveled.
Yeah.
It's all got a bevel because if it's different heights, you don't notice it with a bevel, where if you have a rectified edge and you put them together, one board being a 30-second thicker than the other one, you can fill it.
Well, but how careful I plan them, you still end up with all that.
Very
well, because you have a board that goes through the planer slightly warped, and it'll end up with
everything. Yeah, I mean, there's thousands of ways.
You do sand them anyway if they're unfinished. You do sand them.
That's why they sand and finished floors. You can get the same height, right? But all pre-finished floors now pretty much have a bevel because if one board takes on a little bit more moisture than the other, it grows. A 30-second
you can't really
is noticeable, but you can't tell it if it's got bevels like
that. You want that really smooth J4, you still have to go with the sand and finish.
Yeah, but you also you don't get the custom looking floor.
Yeah.
And the finishes aren't as good.
And I do appreciate you being around.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. What's going on in your life and how can we help you? We really strive to help people. You know, a lot of times, though, people call and they want to tell me a story that might be too long for the show. And we have to hurry the story along. That doesn't mean we can't help more off the air. That one guy who wants to collect a $700,000 judgment, we're giving him some help off the air that will help him get his money. If you want help, give us a call. We love helping people, and we have a track record to prove it. Hundreds of millions of dollars in cash merchandise exchanges, refunds, and services. Buddy Mitchell is with us from Simply Floors. Buddy Mitchell, and I did tease before, we're going to talk about carpeting and how to compare because there are so many things, and he simplified it so much yesterday. We love it. So I want to ask him, he said there were two basic things to compare, fiber content and fiber weight. And that, when you think about it, kind of sums it all up, doesn't it? Fiber content, what is it? Is it silk? Is it poly? Or is it this new smart strand, which is like an upgraded poly? Because I imagine those are the main substances. They don't make wool carpet anymore, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
We have wool carpet.
Okay, well then you left that out.
Yeah.
So that's a fiber.
Yeah, it's a fiber. It's probably 5% of the market.
Okay, so basically for most consumers, we're going to say silk, poly, or...
It's smart strand silk, and then there's polyester, and then there's nylon.
Yeah, and technically nylon is a polyester, right?
No.
I mean, well, it's a single ester. I mean, however you want to call it. But I mean, it's a plastic.
I don't know what nylon... Nylon is totally different than polyester.
Well, yeah, but they all come from the same place,
They're all
right?
synthetic.
Yeah. So, but nylon's the best, right?
Yeah. In my opinion, nylon is still... It depends on what you call the best. If you want the softest carpet out there, then Smart Strand Silk Reserve is the softest carpet you can buy.
What does that mean, Silk Reserve? Is it a blend?
It's Mohawk's new product. Mohawk just came out with it.
I've got a Smart Strand.
It's called Smart Strand Silk Reserve.
Well, why is it called Silk Reserve? Is that just a fancy name?
It's just a marketing
Okay.
Okay. It's like a Chevy Corvette or whatever, right? So.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. If it's true silk, it's the silkworm, right?
Right.
If it's true silk.
Right.
But when we and then does that make nylon the silk?
No.
Where does nylon come from? I thought where does nylon come from?
I know it was invented by DuPont back in the 30s or the before.
Do we use silk anymore in carpeting or in anything?
No.
But wool, yes.
Wool, yes.
Okay. So we need to know the fiber content. And you like nylon, right?
I like nylon and smart strand.
Okay. And then the weight. Now, do you mean the weight per ounce, right?
Yeah, it's ounce. It's called face weight. Face weight means the amount of yarn from the backing on the carpet. And so carpet, all the
face weight only. I got you.
Right. The face weight doesn't include the yarn going into the backing. It's like if you shaved or sheared the carpet off, and then you took all that yarn, put it on a scale. Every 9 square feet has that much weight on it. And so it'd be an FHA carpet has to have 25 ounces, right, in order to get an FHA loan, or this is what they say, and then you can go from there all the way up to 80 to 90 ounces of yarn.
Okay, and when you take those two basic things,
that'll give you a good indicator. Now, all carpet is, I think Shaw has 22,000 SKUs, is the manipulation of those two things. What yarn did they make it out of, and how much did they put on there? So if you go to DIA, you're probably looking at the carpet in the concourses, 28 ounces of carpet, or of nylon, Stainmaster 6/6 nylon, tied in a knot, right? And so that knot doesn't move. Where if you go to your home, most people, the luxury carpet is 50 ounces of Smart Strand Silk Reserve, and it's all so soft that it feels like a chick. Like a baby chick. It's so soft. And will it be as durable as the stuff at DIA? No. But is it going to work in your house? Probably for 10 years if you take care of it. Carpet is always. I tell this to my customers so they can take a deep breath, and that is, carpet is going to be 30 to 40% product and 60 to 70% maintenance. If you buy the best carpet I have in my showroom, the most expensive,
and ruin it,
and don't take care of it, it won't last. If you buy the cheapest carpet I have in my showroom and you take really good care of it, you can get 5 to 10 years out of it.
So what about now? There used to be, well, not used to be, maybe it still is. There were other ways to judge a carpet. One was twist.
Twist is very important. Carpet.
Okay, talk about twist.
Twist. So when you twist a carpet, so all the carpets, it's a piece of yarn, which is a bunch of filaments, right? They twist them, and when they twist them, they heat set it. Carpet wears out when it blooms or comes untwisted. So if a carpet wears out just like that, it's come untwisted. So the more twist in it, the better. The smaller the piece of yarn gets. There's also gauge and density.
Gauge is the density of the stitches per inch, right?
Right. And so what that does is, it's like the trees in the forest. The closer together, the tighter the twist, the denser the carpet. But
the weight would reflect that, wouldn't it?
It does, yes. But you can make two carpets if. You can make two carpets. You can make a 30-ounce carpet feel like a 50-ounce carpet, and you can make a 50-ounce carpet feel like 30 by how tightly you twist it. The 50-ounce carpet that feels like a 30-ounce is super tightly twisted. We get this all the time. Customers will call me up and they'll say, hey, the carpet that just arrived at my house doesn't feel like your sample. And I said, well, it just got made at the factory. They heat set it, they twisted it, and you're going to need like a week or so for it to bloom, for it to relax a little bit and fluff up.
Now, does steam cleaning it unheat it, untwist it?
Actually, it resets the twist, and that's why you're supposed to do it. So nylon, the reason I was a big nylon advocate for a long time was nylon will remember about 70 or about 90% of its shape. So you walk on a carpet for a year, it blooms every time you step on it, right? And then you hit it with hot steam. That steam makes the yarn remember its original shape, and it closes the bloom. And that's why all the warranties, if you look at every warranty out there, is void if you don't steam clean your carpet once a year.
Okay. So basically then, nylon, it's not technically or chemically a polyester, but it comes from oil. It's a plastic, and it's it's fake, if you want to call it that, artificial, just like nylon, just like polyester. But in these comparisons I'm seeing, the new polyesters are becoming better and better and better.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
They've come a long way.
All right, so it depends then on not just polyester, but the kind of polyester?
Depends on twist. Twist and you know,
and gauge,
twist gauge, density, all those things can go in. I tell people a lot of times, you know, apples to apples, 240-ounce 6-twist 3200 gauge carpets, nylon versus polyester. The nylon is vastly superior. Two carpets priced about the same.
On specifications, I'm sorry, what? Two priced the same or not necessarily the same?
You take a nylon and a poly, exact same specifications, right? The nylon is superior, but it's also a lot more money.
Okay, so
dollar for dollar, if you buy two $20 a $20 nylon versus a $20 poly, a lot of times you can get a better made $20 poly.
Now, on the twist, is there a spec I can see? Weight? Is there a spec I can see the kind of fiber? Is there a spec I can see the gauge? And a spec I can see the twist? Is there something printed that I could see?
Most of the time not, and that's the business. You can get us to pull it up. We can go in. They make you dig for it.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. 303-713-8255. Very good to know. All right, so Angela has her stuff, and did they quote you a price?
They quoted me a price in the beginning, and what I ended up doing was taking the whole semi so that I wouldn't have to deal with weight or charges or things like that.
And
so
what was the whole, and how much was it?
It was going to be around $15,000
for the whole semi, and then
yes.
Okay, and that was including the storage.
That was including the storage and the delay of 60 days.
Okay, and that was for the entire truck.
Yes.
And then the delay of 60 days, and now what did they say?
Well, as of right now, they do not give me a delivery time. The truck broke down on the 28th in Albuquerque. It never even made it to Arizona, and it's been what they say in the shop since then.
So
and
what do you mean? So you're moving to Colorado?
Yes, we moved here 2 months ago.
So they never picked your stuff up?
No.
Oh my God!
They put it in storage in Arizona. Left it there in Arizona in storage.
So,
and
do you know where it is?
No, they will not release that information to me.
Are you kidding me? They won't tell you where your stuff is?
No, I've asked to fire them and just get the stuff. I've had people that will go and pick it up for me.
And they won't tell you where it is?
No.
Holy crap. And what about when are they going to be able to deliver it? They won't tell you?
The truck was still in the shop as of this morning, and they have no estimated time for delivery.
How did you pay them?
I paid them with a credit card.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but I mean, she still needs her stuff.
What's that?
Yes. I only paid 1/3 of the amount. And when they get here, they're going to want the rest of it. And so we're going to have a big fight because I don't think I should be paying them while my stuff is delayed.
What's the contract say?
Well, you shouldn't pay for the delay in the storage charges, but you should pay for everything you agreed to, excluding those additional storage charges.
Yes, but at the same time, I'm in an empty house. We're all sleeping on air mattresses, using like a pot and a pan.
Here's the problem. God, how did you pick this company?
I got 4 estimates. And
all moving ripoffs start with these words. I went online. All moving ripoffs start with those words. I went online. Then what?
I got 4 different estimates, met with 4 different companies. This company was not the cheapest, but was willing to give me entire use of a semi. And I thought, I didn't want them to come back with a heavier weight and then charge me more money. So
right.
I thought up front, if I could just pay for the entire use of
That's
the semi.
That's an expensive move, $15,000. Do you have a lot of stuff?
We filled a 55-foot truck. I have 3 teenagers and a husband who has a garage full of crap.
Man, and this stuff is all gone. This is crazy. Do you want us to call this company for you? We will.
Sure.
I mean, if they know we're involved, it might help you. Where are they headquartered?
They're headquartered in Florida.
Oh, God. Oh, all the signs of a ripoff. All of the ripoff companies are there.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. They're in Florida. They're specifically in Florida. and I don't know if this is one of them, but they're run by a bunch of Israelis, and they own about 5 or 10 companies in Florida, and they have a massive internet presence, and they rip people off right and left. That's basically what you're looking at. I call it the Israeli mob. Yep. Do you know the names of the guys you're dealing with?
Yes, it's Colonial Van Lines.
Do you know the people, the owners?
No, I do not know the owners.
Did you ever research this company?
I did research the company, and what reviews I saw were good, but where I did not look was on Yelp. And I started looking at Yelp reviews, and they're horrid.
All right, hold on a second. Let's see what we can do for this poor lady. We're late on a break right now. I do want to help you. I mean, I feel terrible for you. I feel it's terrible. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, if you want to try out a hearing aid and you want to know how it will work for you, there is no obligation if you go to Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Get a hearing evaluation. If you need a hearing aid, they would be glad to let you test one out. And that's it. You can actually know exactly which one you're going to get before you pay for it. That's Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Of course, they also have tinnitus treatment. They have permanent solutions if your tinnitus is a certain range, or they have other kinds of treatments that can mask and retrain and help you with tinnitus. No matter what, you need to go see the experts, Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa, at Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, 303-534-0163, 303-534-0163. Look for Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center at referrallist.com. Their website is helpforringing.com.
This report is brought to you by Walgreens.
Let's start off with the good news in the Tech Center. After being closed for several hours, the southbound I-25 ramp to Bellevue has fully reopened. That trash truck that was...
You want to give him a call, Clint?
Yeah. Yeah. Find out what the fuck's going on with their stuff.
Let me, as far as for not telling where it's at, that's all the moving companies they never either don't know.
Do I have her last name?
You have to go in there, and she's probably on the phone. You have to go in there and get her on the phone and ask her what number.
Did he give you the, let me give you that so you can reference her.
Colonial?
Yeah.
I'll go in there.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to give you this, so, yeah, you'll have to go in there to call.
Oh, you got the thing.
But this is, here's their number, but I know, here's your customer name and all that. You're probably going to need to reference. If you need, there's a little room right next to my room.
I love the art of granite because they're big and small. What I mean by big and small, they are.
I tell you, moving companies. Funny, Tom said those Israelis. The other one that we're dealing with from Colorado to Arizona, it was Russians.
Also, cabinets, you'll get them direct from the manufacturer. He's like the big guys there, but like the small guys here.
But I don't think it's really. And then there is a government federal agency, but they have no teeth in what they do.
Also, he gets you the best prices, and he doesn't lie to you about it. Like the big places that tell you you're getting 70 and 80% off. Just compare. And
there's some decent ones, but
beautiful work.
The worst thing you do in a move is to put in storage. Every move I've seen that's been happening, it ends up going in storage. It's not a direct move.
How long till the next break is over?
15 minutes. It's like 1/4 hour.
So how long till it's over?
5 minutes. Yeah. Yes, we can come back and
Are you looking for a medical with an affordable concierge program? You know, concierge medicine is great, but oftentimes it's just too expensive. I want you to do what I've been doing for many years now and join the concierge practice at Grossman Wellness Center.
So I had some
Wellness Center
full
concierge programs with focused individualized care, including doctor visits and lab testing every few months. They're women aging perfectly, and their best aging male programs, bringing you the numerous health benefits of bioidentical hormone supplements. So if you're looking for a personalized and affordable concierge healthcare program,
Amazon's at all-time high.
Designed to make sure that nothing falls between the cracks. Consider a mini concierge program at Grossman Wellness Center.
They are at 1129.78.
Don't forget to mention me, Michael Brown, for a 50% discount.
Still have not received our stuff. 6 weeks since initially requesting delivery.
4247 or visit online at grossmanwellness.com.
You know, movers, God, it's a terrible
It really, really is.
And they have you fucked over a barrel.
Yeah.
I mean, I would only go with people that I would go with Grable or I'd go with Johnson. I know the people.
Or for the national, some of the nationals, as long as they don't sub it out and stuff. But
I'm talking about for national. Because we have
Allied Van Lines, the big. I mean, a lot of corporations, I've only moved by corporations, they have contracts with them.
Yeah, but even national carriers don't mean anything if the local
Correct.
agents sub.
They can sub it out. You're right. But I've never had an issue, but maybe it's a relatively new issue. So,
God, it's terrible. It's a terrible business.
Geez, you should see some of these reviews on them. They're like,
they don't get their stuff.
Well, most of them end up getting their stuff, but they're late. But it's funny, I mean, some of these reviews are just books. They're so upset they sit down and write a book.
Like I say, it's all their stuff. It's it's
customer service with incredibly
a lot of missing items. Over 20 items out of 120 broken stuff.
To see for yourself. Schedule a new patient appointment today. Mention my name and receive a free Sonicare toothbrush. Visit Willow Creek DDS.
You're at the mercy.
Make my dentist Willow Creek Dental your dentist. Michael Brown, afternoons 4 to 7. The Antifa rallies last weekend were supposed to draw millions of people. Instead, only about 2,000 useful idiots actually showed up. Join me Wednesday at 4 for more Irreverent Talk Radio.
Are you out of the market, Mark?
No, not at all. I'm sitting on my huge.
What's the day?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We are trying to solve problems. Moving problems are some of the most serious problems. They really are. If you're looking for a reverse mortgage, ApprovalReverse.com. Take down that name. Now, reverse mortgages are complicated. You know, you live off the equity. You can get a line of credit, a monthly payment, or a lump sum. Never pay it back while you live in your house. When you move, you sell it, or you pay it off like any other loan. It's no different, except that it accrues against the interest. Now, it's great for some, not for others. I only really trust one person to give you the truth on that, and we're talking about a company that I've known for a while. That's Approval Reverse Mortgages. What they'll do is tell you the truth. They'll tell you whether you qualify or not, and whether it's a good idea or not just if you qualify. 303-771-3528, because you have to have a certain age, and it's really not worth it unless you have a lot of equity. 303-771-3528. Buddy Mitchell is with us from Simply Floors. We were talking about evaluating carpet and floors. We didn't talk about hardwoods or the new luxury vinyl tile. Luxury vinyl tile, in my opinion, is one of the most versatile, beautiful floors you can buy. Is it very popular now, buddy? Luxury vinyl tile?
Yeah, we're selling a lot of luxury vinyl plank, which is
plank,
the same
right?
thing.
That's what I meant.
The wood look.
Yeah, and the planks. Where are they putting them?
You can put them in bathrooms, kitchens, the whole house. I think we had we were talking last night. We have 4,000 square feet going in next week. Wow. All over. We have like 4 large homes that we're doing.
And it looks just like, in my opinion, it holds up better than wood.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference. There's products that you walk in and
it's cheaper, right, than wood?
Yeah, for the most part. It's about the really good stuff like the Cortec HD that we sell. It's a $1 or $2 a square foot cheaper than a entry level wood.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about refinishing it.
No.
Yeah, it's wonderful. All right, so we are calling that moving company. Mark, you're reading some of the reviews.
Yeah, a lot of people get their stuff late, but it looks like they get it. The reviews some of them are scathing. They're horrible. Horrible.
All right, Eric, you have a question about homeowners insurance. What's going on, Eric?
Hey, Tom, we're in the process of doing a refi, and according to our insurance, we've got the house listed, the replacement value on it is at $150,000.
The appraisal came in on the house at $275. With the cash out we're taking, we're going to be at $216. And last night I was talking to the gal that's handling the stuff for the loan, and she said the underwriters are wanting us to have the value redone at $216, for the insurance. And when I was talking to my insurance agent this morning, he was looking into it, and he goes, "That seems like you're being over-insured." He was
replacement has nothing to do with the loan. So if they're looking for replacement has nothing to do with the loan. First of all, most of the time you don't replace the foundation, and you don't replace value. You replace construction. It's not the same thing. So I can't believe a lender would demand to be covered for the price of the loan, because it's the price of the home they should be concerned about as far as replacement. Let's talk to someone at Compass Insurance Group, an expert here. Let's talk to Jeremy. Jeremy, replacement value can't possibly equal the loan in all cases.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it does, but there's certainly cases where it doesn't.
So what do you do about it?
Well, a lot of companies will have an extended replacement option, so it could be anywhere from 25% to 100% to guaranteed replacement, and that a lot of times will cover that gap or that difference to what the lender's looking for. Depending on the dollar amount of the loan, sometimes people will increase it at least to satisfy that.
But here's the thing: if it would cost a certain amount of money to replace it, and the consumer decides not to replace it, the insurance company gets the money and builds the house. I mean, if they walk away. So it's not like the people can get the money and walk away.
Right. I mean, I think the bank's take on it and the insurance company's take is a little different, but you're exactly right.
Well, they just want it easy, though. I don't see an issue with it. If I was a lender on this deal, I might want it insured for that amount.
But you can't necessarily insure it for more than replacement value. You can't necessarily. So that's what I was asking Jeremy. What do you do when there's a big discrepancy? Like, for example, in Boulder. I can tell you in Boulder, there are some houses that would take $150,000 to replace, literally, and they're selling for $700,000.
Right, and in those scenarios, ideally, if we can find somewhere in the middle with that extended replacement cost, or really, that's a great scenario for us to use a company with guaranteed replacement cost. So that endorsement, basically, we run the cost estimator, like in that scenario, it costs $150,000, $200,000. With the guaranteed replacement cost, the insurance company is basically saying they will pay whatever it costs to rebuild the home.
But it's not going to necessarily be the loan balance.
No, it wouldn't, exactly. But most banks will accept that to cover that gap.
Okay.
But again, that's according to every bank's going to be different.
Right. So, Eric, you may have to find another lender.
Okay.
I'm telling you that first try to get guaranteed replacement. If that doesn't satisfy them, well, you may need another lender.
Or a better insurance company.
Well, Mark, no insurance company will write a policy for a loan value if it exceeds the replacement. They won't do it. They'll guarantee replacement. They will not guarantee loan payoff. They just won't do it. It just isn't. It's not even insurable.
And this is what the lady who, the loan officer I'm working with, she even said, she says, let me go back to underwriting. She said, because I think this is a little weird too.
Yes, it is.
And see if they'll do the guarantee.
Of course.
Because she said, if they will. And I said, yeah. I said, because when I talked to my insurance agent this morning, he says, typically that's what we do is just do the guarantee. He said, he said maybe they're just being a little weird on it. He said, it's hard to say. But that's what I mean, is there a standard cost per square foot on what this should be? Because I'm seeing stuff online that's like $80.
Well, that's a good question, Jeremy. How do they figure replacement costs? Is it per the area?
Area factors into it. I mean, we see roughly 160 to 180 a square foot for your typical, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 home. Obviously, as you get over that, it's going to go up, but about 160 to 180.
What did his appraisal come in at?
Our appraisal came in at $275.
And the insurer...
Appraisals are not indicative of replacement value.
Okay.
They're just not, Mark.
But if it comes
Go to
in,
Boulder, and I can show
get you
a million cases.
I get you, but if it comes in at 260, the replacement cost would equal what?
It doesn't, it's whatever it is. Mark, whatever it is. Because as I said, seriously, I meant this. Literally, there are houses in Boulder that are pieces of crap.
Of course.
That are loaned up to $600,000.
Yeah, because they're going to scrape them if they ever sell them.
Or the people living in there want to pay $600 for it.
Yeah.
But they would never cost $600 to replace it. In fact, for $600, you'd have a mansion on the property. So you can't expect an insurance company to just say, oh, yeah, okay, fine. We'll insure it for what you don't have. Because they're not going to do it. I don't know. Can you do stated value, Jeremy?
No, and Tom, you're pretty much right on this, and it's a big issue because our real estate values are so inflated in Denver right now, and it doesn't cost that to rebuild the home.
Right, and so people think they have a gap, and they don't. Not if they replace the house.
Correct, exactly, and that guaranteed replacement should, in most cases, satisfy the lender. So there might just be some, in this specific case, there might.
Listen.
Okay, we got to take a break. Look, just hold it. No, we will discuss this. It's a very important topic.
Yes.
And so is stem cell therapy. And I have to tell you that I have so much to talk about when it comes to stem cell. Thank goodness I did my research, and I found out most clinics don't really use living stem cells. They use amniotic fluid that come from living stem cells, but not living stem cells. So few of them actually harvest stem cells from your fat or from your bone marrow and use living concentrated stem cells. Centeno Schultz was one of the pioneers in this area. They're located right here in Colorado. They're in Broomfield, and they do real living stem cells, harvesting and re-injecting with imagery. That's another thing. Please don't accept just a chiropractor's office with some nurse who's going to blindly inject you. You need living stem cells, you need MDs, and you need MDs who have orthopedic and pain relieving experience who can help you with backs, hips, shoulders, hands, knees, and repair most ACL tears with the needle instead of a knife. Before you have surgery, consult Centeno Schultz at 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. Centeno Schultz.
The land. What you're talking about is land. So if you have a $400,000 house and your lot's $100,000, you only need $300,000 to build the house.
That's true.
If it costs.
But it could still drop the value, even rebuilding that property. The full rebuild, it could still be worth a shitload less than it was before the incident.
No, it would always be worth more because it's a brand new
No,
house.
I'll give you an example. We lost our ass during the Hayman fire. It wiped it out, and everybody that lost their house up there, they might have had full rebuild, but no one wanted to live up there in the fucking woods.
But that's a different issue, Mark. That's not, if they did rebuild, the house itself.
That's true, but the lender looking at it at that point, the value isn't there anymore.
So what then? They're not going to get anything but replacement.
That's right. I'm just saying there's times where it just doesn't even matter.
But on the other
lender
hand,
doesn't want to touch it.
if I insured my house for $1 million, it's $500,000, right? Yeah. If I insured it for $1 million, what's stopping me from going down in the basement and lighting a match? Burn it down and then get my $1 million, build the house, and
arson with charges would be one reason.
Prison, but
prison would be the second.
You can't even do stated value.
Right.
That's why, and it's just the opposite if you underinsure. People feel like, well, I'll never have a full loss. If I do, fuck it. Most of the time, $200,000 will cover everything, and they're living in a house that costs $800, right? Yeah. That actually costs $800. They will ding you for that. They will give you that much less. So if you're half insured, you get half of the claims.
That's right.
It's a co-insurance penalty. They literally would say, wait a minute, you should have been covering a 50% more coverage. So they'll say, your roof is $30,000, here's 15. We're only paying half. You're only half covered.
And that's why I think everybody should do
there are so many things
or whoever and have a checkup, make sure you're properly insured.
It's not that much more to have extra insurance.
Oh my goodness, you can't get extra insurance.
No, I know.
But what I mean, that's
whatever
the point. You
can't it's not that much more to have good insurance.
Right. You got to get good insurance. You're right.
But
you'll never.
I'm surprised you can't get a stated value.
No, you can't. No way.
Otherwise,
people would do what he said. They'll loan it up.
and then take a loan out and burn the house down. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's what
It's a prison issue.
Well, but everybody at prison was smart enough not to get there. They didn't do right. If I'm smart enough, I ain't gonna go to prison.
That's true.
They'll never catch me.
It was not too late to say, if I go to prison, oh well.
Your Honor, here's a picture of them with the gas can. Oh, it kills me though. I never thought about that before. The stated value. See, I'd be screwed because, like the Black Forest fire, all these people, you know, $1 million plus homes.
Yeah.
It comes through. Well, the reason they live there is the reason where I live where I do. I live in the woods.
So you want trees.
If the fucking woods are all burned down, it doesn't matter if they rebuild. What the fuck am I going to be out there? I'd be leaving.
Yeah.
I would lose $400 grand.
Well, hold on. If you don't rebuild, you'd have to pay the deficiency. So you got to rebuild and live there. Your mortgage lender cannot call.
Well, I don't. Whatever. I don't have a mortgage, but or a very little one.
What I'm saying is, though, you can't, if you have a loan, your mortgage lender cannot call it due. He has to accept the replacement.
But could the insurance company, if he has it paid for, just give him that he can move out?
Of course.
Okay.
And I'd still own the land.
Right.
And I would just have to wait. Let's see, 40 years.
Just like a lot of areas where they hit the beetle went.
Oh, man.
Killed everything.
The beetle killed everything.
Killed everything around. I mean, those people are out just like a fire.
Heyman killed us, man. Ours was the only house that didn't burn down. The value of our house went to absolute shit up there. Literally, it was that bad because everybody else, their homes were gone, and no one wanted to rebuild there.
Right. How's it looking now, though? I mean,
it looks like a fire went through. You don't see the black anymore, but there's no, you know,
They
everything's
take a
just
big
gone.
risk on homeowners. Insurance, big risk. Nowadays, replacement cost versus market value.
Especially in the mountains. You're right. Go up to Heyman and you got bushes
But
instead of
the
trees.
biggest discrepancy is in Boulder.
Well, anywhere that the homes are over.
Oh, where's that? The place in Denver where they redid it really nice. You know, we were just out there. Over kind of by Bonnie Bray, kind of behind, they redid it. But I mean, there was homes over there that they'd sell for $900,000. They just scrape them and build a
The Highlands right now.
Highlands.
The Highlands right over there.
Yep.
Right now they're doing that. You can go in and buy a 1,200 square foot house. They buy a house, they scrape it.
And it's 900 feet for the land.
They're not calling in, right?
Scrape it either, though.
I'll do the brought to you.
Well, I mean, hours.
Right.
They find out before they buy.
Right, because it's cheaper. They're doing that at my in-laws.
You want clean water? It's not that complicated. Clean, pure drinking water. There's a lot of hype in the marketplace, and they'll do a lot of lying to you. So I recommend, if you want to cut through the hype and really find out, you want pure water choices, and you want the owner who is a master plumber. He handles all the evaluations, free evaluations. Now, here's the deal. When you want an honest system for purification only, just for your water drinking, you can do that for $500 or $600. If you want a whole house system to condition water, to extend plumbing life, make your laundry softer, make life feel better, that's all it's for. Conditioning is for feel, look and feel, not for health. The health comes from the purification. You get that for $500 or $600. You want the whole Mac Daddy for the whole house? It's about $3,800. Now you may have people quoting you $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. They're ripping you off. You got to call Pure Water Choices for the truth, or go to their website, or go to their Facebook. They're both the same. PureWaterChoices.com. 720-219-7818. 720-219-7818. You know what I love about this show? The commercials are part of the program, because I talk about stem cell, I talk about pure water. It's not an interruption, it's a real deal. We talk about homeowners insurance. We have a dilemma. There are many, many people facing coverage for guaranteed replacement, but it doesn't come close to the loan balance. Jeremy says this is becoming more and more of a problem. Jeremy is with Compass Insurance Group, because you can't just go up the coverage to satisfy a mortgage lender, can you, Jeremy?
No, I mean, some companies that I have, they'll let me go to like 120, 125%, but I can't just go to whatever that loan is.
And the reality is, these loans are often much, 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 much more than the actual replacement value. But most lenders, if you have a guaranteed replacement cost and they know they can replace that house, they'll actually be better off. Take Boulder, for example. If you have a house that burns down and you replace it, you're going to have, for one of these little cracker boxes for $600, at least you'll have a new cracker box. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and that's the point of that guaranteed replacement. Now, the problem is not every company offers that, but that is the simplest way to satisfy.
Who's that guy using? Who's the caller using?
He hung up.
Oh.
But Kevin had a comment, but he hung up too. Thank you, Jeremy, by the way. I'm really happy to have you, and that's Compass Insurance Group, home of the famous Check Your Insurance Checkup, because they've saved people almost. We just got a letter today. You read it. I heard you reading it at the office. A guy wrote to us.
$1,500
a year. Can you imagine that savings with one phone call? 303-996-9000. 303-996-9000. Clint, did that, yes or no, the mover, was the mover around? Yes, no? Yeah.
Tom,
Not
she's
yet?
got to
Okay.
give them permission to talk to us, so she's working on that.
Okay.
Then Clint's going to call
Good.
back.
So what we're doing is we're having one of our deputies call there, because that moving company, I'm telling you, it's a nightmare. Before you pick a moving company, please call us, because even if we don't have a long distance mover on the referral list, we'll get somebody for you that we can know and trust. We do have good movers, though, for local moves for sure. Tom, what's happening?
Yes.
What's going on, Tom?
I have a hornet's problem.
A hornet problem?
Yeah, they're building a nest underneath my sidewalk, and my sidewalk is collapsing.
What? Hornets can do that damage?
I guess so, because you can watch them go in and out. I've sprayed them with that hornet spray and that, and it don't even affect them anymore.
Now we have some pest people on the referral list we're waiting to hear from. If you want to hold on, I just want to let you know we're working on it. Okay, Lucio, what's happening? Is it Lucio?
Yeah, this is Lucio.
What's happening?
Thanks for taking my call. Just having some red flags with my HOA.
What's the problem?
When we had the hailstorm in this year, it damaged our roofs, and so the HOA made a claim on it. And my question is,
now is this, wait, are these townhomes or condos?
Yeah, these are townhomes.
Okay, gotcha. So they made a claim, and what's going on?
So everything's good. You know, we all want our roofs replaced.
Yes.
I mean, everybody said that they need to be replaced.
Yes.
Now my problem is the HOA came back and said that the deductible is
right. They're going to do an assessment, right?
Right. So they came back and told everybody that we needed to pay about $4,500.
Yeah.
Dollars for the deductible.
Right.
Now, my question is, it seems a little high. I was wondering if that's
well. First, that's the first thing. You got to make sure it's accurate, and they have to open the books. But most likely, it is accurate. How many units are in there?
There's about 28 units.
Yeah, so 28. How much do they say you have to pay?
Somewhere around the total. They said the total was about $120,000 or
deductible. So. That sounds about right. For a decent sized project, they're usually around $100,000. Now, there are a few things. If you have your own homeowner's insurance for your condo, sometimes they cover deductibles and special assessments. Sometimes you got to check your policy.
Yeah.
When you moved into the condo or townhome, sometimes you have that coverage. Do you have it?
I didn't have it, but I added it on because then we discovered that, you know.
Okay, you added it on. Well, it's good that you found that out. Now, yes, you have to pay it. What you need to do is simply make sure it's accurate. But I think it is. I think, Lucio, most of the time they are. I mean, why would the HOA exaggerate? Now, obviously, we're all a little suspicious. Well, they're getting kickbacks, or their brother-in-law's doing the roof. Of course, check into all of that obvious stuff.
Yeah.
But truly...
Yeah, so that's why I have a follow-up question. I mean,
yeah, what is it?
It seemed a little high, so that's why I was a little
sure.
But
sure.
The second one is that we had a meeting for that, because I mean, most of the units are owned by people that were brought in by Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
In fact, I'm the only one that's not with Habitat.
Wow.
So most of the people are not going to be able to pay that. So we know that we're going to have trouble with that. Now, Colorado Exteriors is the contractor that's going to be replacing the roofs. And we had a meeting with them and Harmony Management, which that's the HOA.
Yes.
And even them knowing that, most more than likely, none of us are going to be able to like pay it up front, so we're going to need like a payment plan.
Yes.
And even like that, the other red flag is that they want to go on with the project before having a solution of,
Well, because they need a roof. I mean, that's up to you guys as a group to decide, Lucio. That's what you have a board of directors for, and that's what you have a homeowners for. You don't have to move ahead, but what's wrong with moving ahead? Because no matter what, you need the roof. No matter what, just make sure you're not overpaying, and make sure all the amounts are correct. And then let them go ahead. What difference does it make? I mean, you're going to pay when you can pay. But I would not delay. Delay will always cost more, and you don't want another storm in between. We got more coming up.
We'll have a lien on the place or something. If I was exteriors and you do the roof, you're going to get paid.
So what happened? They want to talk to you, Clint?
They can't talk to me unless I'm on the account. She has to put me on the account. She has the person she's been working with. She's been screaming at, may not answer the phone. So.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
You got them pissed off with her. So. Of course.
That's almost like getting someone breaking into your house, stealing your goods.
What do you mean?
Oh, you feel violated.
Well,
somebody else has all your stuff.
They don't want to tell her where it's at. I know one. I happen to know that there is a way that she can get to her stuff. Because I said, be sure to tell them your medical records are there. You need them. You can't be withheld from your medical records.
You're acting like these are normal people.
Well,
what do you say? They're Israelis. They're some kind of shit. Russians.
So you got a load of guns in there.
We've never heard of this medical record.
I really do think that people ought to do that, is to get a good GPS. I know you're right, if it's in a real tough building, you might not get out of there, but boy, oh boy.
We'll have a tracker, a tracer, or a low jack or something on
You
your
have a
stuff.
chance, though.
Yeah, low jack is not that expensive.
That shit's in Mexico.
Damn it!
Mexico City.
My friend found his truck on an Indian reservation that was stolen.
And I would
police couldn't go in there.
Yeah, the cops
I would definitely try to put that on homeowners too. If they don't get it,
Oh, claim it? Is that that?
if they have.
That'd be hard.
Do you think? Could you ask that and put a rider on that? So
I think the second your goods are outside of that house,
you think?
it's out. I would think so.
I'm sure that's coming.
Yeah, think about that though. Why wouldn't they?
I had to move a crazy sister here. We rented our own ideal lease tractor and trailer through one of the big truck companies. You can rent a whole tractor and trailer and hire a driver. It was a lot cheaper. Because we were running into problems because she was moving 9 goats and 50 chickens.
Where do you live? Moving?
I live in Lakewood near 20th and 7th.
So if you really
My in-laws live here.
slaughter the goats and chickens and put them in the freezer.
They live at 1980 Garland. They have 2 acres. So they got hit by the hailstorm too. Yeah.
For goats and chickens, why don't you just sell them there and buy new goats and chickens? That's my favorite goat.
Yeah. Oh God, it was a nightmare trying to move her. She's a hoarder. It was there 19 days with a crew of 8 people emptying out the house.
I think I would almost say sell the goats and chickens, buy new ones, and see if she recognizes them. Well, they changed. The move changed them.
That's crazy.
You're a white goat. Yeah.
When we got our beagle, when we got our beagle, they had like 8 of them for sale for $400.
What's going on here? What can I do for you?
And ours was by itself in a different cage. And he said it was free. That's it. We got the free one.
Why was it free? I knew it right from the beginning. He was the bad beagle.
Bad beagle. Let me make a note.
It was absolutely
do me a favor.
crazy.
Can you text me so I have it on my phone, and after the show I'll see it. Just say Integra. You don't have to say anything. Just say Integra 30. I know I'll try to remember, but I swear to God I've been forgetting stuff lately.
Thank you, buddy.
I know it's hard to believe I'm perfect, but...
No, actually it's not at all hard to believe. I think you're almost nearly perfect.
Yeah, right. I'll see you, dear.
You know, the urethane bumpers on cars have a memory. You heat them up when they come back. So that when you said that, it made so much sense. The carpet has that memory in the heater.
Yeah, that's why they want you to have it steam cleaned every year. Is it keeps reviving the carpet.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that. That'll be our next topic. Is how to keep your carpet the longest. I want to know if putting down throw rugs and stuff help in high traffic areas and all that, or does it crush it?
I don't know.
Oh, let's see.
My wife does it. My wife does it.
I've always heard it's what's sold by the yard and salvaged by the ton because the carpet is so heavy when you take it out because of dirt.
Well, yeah, but it's
most
carpets recycle.
Yeah. Okay. But does the dirt that gets done, that's just generic down?
Not Mark's. Mark's carpet, the dirt doesn't get in it. Mark's carpet is that new backing by Shaw.
Best product ever.
It's fantastic. It's crazy.
Because I just pulled up a carpet and there was so much sand.
I should have brought. I had.
I got this feeling inside my bones.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Oh, man, I love Frank Duran, the Real Estate Man, and I urge you to find Frank Duran, the Real Estate Man, if you're buying or selling real estate in the Denver metro area. Down in the Springs, we love Stephanie Thomas. Stephanie Thomas, a good person. Look her up on our referral list. Frank Duran, the Real Estate Man. Mark, I don't think, really, does a week go by we don't get reviews?
No.
The guy is just fantastic. Next to Buddy Mitchell here, I'm serious, he's one of, you know, you have certain members of the referral list, and I mean this sincerely, I'm not just blowing smoke here. Buddy Mitchell's one of them. Frank Duran, the Real Estate Man.
Jay Brett's baby.
Exactly. Where we hear about them. We know them personally. We hear about them all the time. They run their business almost perfectly. We love people like that. And, of course, we love all our referral list members, and some are better than others. You know, they're all good. And you'll never go wrong using it. And if you do, you call me. We're going to help. Now, 303, by the way, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. If you're listing a home, call them. 303-920-1622. Chuck, what's going on with your daughter, Chuck?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Pleasure to meet you. My daughter got unfortunately had an accident, and it was her fault. And she went down to pay the ticket, and the ticket was for careless driving. And when she went in, the DA wanted to press charges for DUI.
What?
Somehow
Wait a minute.
For the DUI classes.
Wait. Was she wasn't ticketed for a DUI, was she?
No, and she wasn't even. They didn't do no drug test. She went to the hospital. They didn't do no.
Let me try to get Joe Lazzara for you, our criminal defense attorney. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. She was in an accident. Nothing was said about alcohol. She was given a ticket for careless driving, right?
Correct.
Wait. And then she gets to court, and the judge says, "I'm going to order drunk driving classes or something."
She didn't even get the judge. The DA did this to her, so she said, "Hell no." Excuse me.
Okay, so the DA said, "We are going to amend it. Are we going to charge you with a DUI?"
I don't know what it was. But
well, did he say that?
We're missing a part of this, man.
Wait a minute, Chuck. Did the DA say, "We want you to go to classes," or did he say, "We are charging you with a DUI"? There's a big difference.
She said, I don't know what he said.
See, the cop could have made notes. The cop could have made notes that she had a drink or two, she wasn't intoxicated, and the DA...
She doesn't drink and she doesn't smoke. You know? She was going to work on a morning to school. She's a teacher. It was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Hold on. All right, so what did the DA ask her?
He told her he was going to give her the ticket.
Yeah.
And make her pay for the ticket, but he also said she was going to have to go to this class for DUI. Well, it's a DUI class is what it is. But
wait a minute. It could be a safe driving class, not a DUI class.
No, it's a DUI class because she was going to get 30 days. She was going to get probation for a year.
Wait a minute. So did they charge her with a DUI?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, listen. Hold on. No. Chuck, this is serious. So here's what we need to do.
Yeah, it is.
Wait.
We got a lawyer. She had to pay $2,000.
You should have gotten, I talk about Joe Lazzara every single day. I was going to get him to call her and here's what we need to do. No, does she have an attorney? Did she retain an attorney?
Yes, she did.
Good.
She had to.
Then she needs to look up what she was actually charged with. That's what I was going to do with Joe. And then you fight that charge. I have a feeling the charge was amended right there in the office, and that they did no tests, no roadside. They have a very weak case. But Mark doesn't think we're hearing the whole thing. By the way, get a second opinion too. People, keep this name around for a DUI or for infractions or for any kind of criminal defense. Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. That's Joe Lazara. He's also on my referral list, referralist.com. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. I'm Tom Martino.
So I knocked out all but, this is what I have. Pro Auto Care, Raleigh House, Ideal, and Rockies.
Yeah.
Rockies Auto.
Man,
do they got it together.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know.
I've never bought a vehicle from them, but I went down there one time.
They
and
got a
shopped,
machine, well-oiled machine.
And I was like, that is just.
Yeah, well, Dave does it the old-fashioned way, though, and part of his problem, though, he's not getting into the 21st century. That's the only, has nothing to do with his ethics, nothing to do with his cars, nothing to do with process. He's just not making it to the 20th century, 21st century. He's not. He's just not.
You're going to do Ideal is like brought to this hour.
Yes.
Right?
Back in the early 70s out of VW shop.
I like to do, I should start doing 3 headlines. It knocks 3 out right away. You know, so 1 each hour. If we get this 3rd hour worked out, I'll do it every show.
Back in 1971, he started the Forces Battle right next to my shop, and I knew he was going to make it. The guy was good.
Yeah. That sounds weird.
I have a guy wanting you to shop a septic tank. So I'm telling him what info you need, and I just don't want to miss anything. You need the estimates he has.
Without going there,
and everything sits.
That one is too weird. It's
crazy, yeah.
You gotta do the tank.
Besides, I want to do stuff that's sexy, where Mark can get on with a merchant that already has agreed, Mark.
Mark, if it's just the tank, like literally just the tank, and he already has an estimate. It's not going to be installing the tank.
We can't, because the installation is
just
too variable.
The tank itself.
Yeah, and he's not going to want that.
You're doing several different.
Mark,
he wants to buy it and keep it above ground.
Mark, on some of these deals, what I want you to do is when the merchant agrees, have the merchant on, and let's do some fun.
I don't ask Clint. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, I just wondered how much it was.
Well, septic tanks,
2,800, 3,000, 6,000, depending on the
Send me the sales rep.
800, 900.
Send me the sales rep's email for Ray, for Century RV, whoever she is. I don't know who she is.
I just copied you on the email.
Could be more.
A second ago or a while back?
We bought one. I wrote her an.
Oh, you're saying that was on there. I got it, Andrea.
They cast it to help, you know, I just need some directions. Okay, she says, let me check. She just wrote back. Did you get that? Let me check.
I'll
It's only like $1,500, and they brought it out in the truck and split it.
I just want to help. I mean,
Yeah, I'll get it. I understand. I was back and forth with Ray.
Mark, let's work out our vacation schedule for the holidays, please. We got to do that.
Just let me know. I'll be gone November 9th through January 30th.
Is it on?
Oh my God. When do you want to leave? No, we're not.
I was waiting for that. I was like, well.
We have nowhere to go. We're good this year.
December 11th, we're having our Christmas party. Yeah.
Are you doing it at that same place?
No, we're doing it at a place in Old Town, Arvada.
The only time I ever had Indian food in my life was.
I need to do something. I never make reservations for my people. We just do it last minute.
We always do. What are you talking about?
But we do it last minute. I said we don't plan way ahead, right?
Yeah, we planned ahead because we tried to plan ahead last year. Do it last minute, we couldn't find a place for it. So we did it at our house, and that was a nightmare. Well, we had everybody over, and I cooked, because I love to cook, but my wife was like, never again.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So we're spending about $1,500.
You should have your store, put out your really soft carpet, and have everybody in there barefoot. See how nice.
What I wanted to do, and they didn't get it out in time, I wanted to take Silk Reserve, and I wanted to take 100 feet of it and put it at the Taste of Colorado, because they say it'll clean up, and then let everybody spill crap all over it.
That's a great idea.
You know what I'm saying? And then take pieces of it and say, okay, this is how bad it looked, and come to our showroom when you're ready to buy carpet, if you bring a piece of it, and we'll clean it, you know, and then have a professional come in and clean it, and, you know, just have people like, I'm thinking about doing this.
The annual list of best places to work in the country, Colorado, the top 100. Colorado has 50.
Oh, you mean the companies?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we have a lot of tech.
Yeah.
What's the number one company?
It's got to be like
Troubleshooter
Google.
Network.
Thank God I'm an independent contractor. No, it's got to be like Google, Microsoft, Oracle, because they all have like daycares and all kinds of shit. Who is it? It's got to be a tech.
Yes, of course it is. No, it's an advertising. It's
well, that's pretty tech, actually.
No, it's an advertising. Forum Phi Architecture, whatever you have. Forum Phi. Forum Phi Architecture.
And it's a big outfit, huh?
So it's an actual office.
Average salary is only $65,000. How do you live in Aspen?
You don't. You live in
unlimited vacation.
Carbondale or
unlimited vacation. Unlimited vacation.
That only works if you got
Forum Fridays, PH, team, building events. You can take a Friday off anytime you want.
Do they have Hawaiian
Employees
shirt
who recommend
Thursdays?
someone for recruitment, they get a $500 bonus.
Just don't pay much.
Sounds like some kind of.
They'll be broke with.
Sounds like some bullshit.
Number 2, Ground Floor Media, Denver, Colorado. Average salary $93,300.
That's pretty good.
Ground Floor Media, what do they do?
We have beer Thursdays.
I think we need beer Thursday.
I thought it was funny as Coors like their
Number 3, Avid for Adventure, Boulder, Colorado. 20 employees. Oh my God. Annual paid month-long sabbatical to travel. Annually, you get a month off. Holy shit.
Only 4 weeks. You know, he's never been gone for over 2 weeks, right? And I think you've only been gone 2 weeks.
You know what?
Handful of times.
Now is the first time in my life I feel I can do it because, you know, before when I had them too, but I was doing TV, so I couldn't. So I will probably take 2 weeks this following year.
We took 2 weeks at Christmas, like right before Christmas and during Christmas, if it's our slowest, and we went to Belize. We rented a house with my kids, you know, for our 25th wedding anniversary, you know, blah, blah, blah. We spent 2 weeks in Belize.
Guilty.
It was, I did, after a while, I didn't know what to do.
I do. I'm too much of a workaholic.
But I'll tell you what, for about 7 days there.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to take my helicopter and just do, just travel around the country, just me, and just visit little places.
Well, when I turn 50, because I'll turn 50 in 2 years, I am going to go to Alaska, and I'm going to have them take me up a river, drop me off with a boat, and then moose hunt and caribou hunt.
I do that when I turn 50.
All the way back.
Next time.
Next time.
But they say it's about a 3-week trip, and you just. I've always wanted to go, you know, Alaskan moose hunting in Alaska.
Right? I wonder how long I can keep my flying license. I thought about, you know, because I have a hangar, I have a helicopter, I have an airplane, and I buy stuff, you know, like for my hobby.
I don't know where I
hear
hear
my wife said, well, how long are you going to fly? I never thought of how much, you know, because your mandatory retirement commercial is 65.
Let's see a picture for that.
Next to me, still flying 94.
Who is?
Walt Barbo. He used to be the head of the FAA. He's right next to me.
I'm not sure that I will go up that old without somebody with me.
Probably be crazy, but he's very...
No, I don't know. It doesn't matter how safe you are. If you go like this, well... You know, like that baseball player that died yesterday.
Yeah, he's all by himself.
But listen, that's impossible. He had a goddamn, what do you call it? It's a light aircraft that lands on water, and he was over water. He could have landed anywhere with a no engine, anywhere. I'll bet you he was unconscious. I'll tell you, there's no way. He crashed into the water. If you lose your engine...
Help me get my feet back on the ground.
Hi, Tom Martino here, the Troubleshooter Show, brought to you by Ideal Home Loans. For your next Ideal Home Loan, you know what I say about Ideal? They don't just refinance you, they put you in a better position, and that's true. That's what a lender should do. They have credit optimization. Even though you're approved, they go one step further and get you extra approved. I'm serious. They tweak your credit honestly and ethically by moving a balance around or telling you to drop one card or pick up this one or do that, change your address, it's incorrect, whatever, and they get you better pricing. They have custom term loans. If you want to get the low rate but not go back to 30 years, pick a term, any term. They have rate guarantees over the next 2 years. When you refi or buy, they'll do it free of charge if rates go down. And then they have the pre-approval, which is just like cash. Just like cash. They can close you in 3 weeks or less. 303-867-7000. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. All right. Now, what do we have? We have a show for you. Solving your problems, answering your questions, and taking complaints. And we have clear lines. I got through them so quickly that right now, if you have a problem, a question, a complaint, or you just want to rant a little or give an on-air review, that's what we're going to do. 303-713-TALK. You can get right through, and this is a rarity. I'll let you know whenever lines are open, and you can get right through. If you want to talk to me about anything, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have Buddy Mitchell with us, and we're talking floors if you want. He is like the guru of floors, in my opinion. Buddy Mitchell, simplyfloorsinc.com.
I want to talk about that phone call this morning.
Okay, now.
Come on.
We had a phone call this morning.
Mr. Eccles.
Okay, we had a phone call. He wants to come off the Sleaze Brigade, and he wants us to take all the negative stuff about him off the internet.
Did you say he's a changed man?
I will tell you this, okay? If something is false, I believe it should be removed. If something is inaccurate, I believe it should be removed. But should things be removed just because someone changed? I think maybe. I don't know. Maybe. You know what? We've never had anyone on the Sleaze Brigade contact us and say, I've amended my ways.
But let's remind people of what went down with Mr. Eccles.
It was egregious. He... is it even fair to relive it?
Well, people are listening. They want to know what it is, and maybe they can chime in on it.
Let me summarize it. I'm going to go to...
He left reviews about the man's wife.
If you go to sleazebrigade.com, sleazebrigade.com, his story is on there. Here's what he did. He
did a horrible job painting.
The job was terrible with the roof and painting. He subcontracted. And here's what happened. He said the reason the husband was complaining is because his wife was hitting on him, and the husband was jealous and caught them.
Like a bulldog,
he said,
going after a bone.
She was like a bulldog going after a bone. And he said this live on the air, and he said this on an answering machine, and he really...
And on Yelp and everywhere else.
And as the story says, this story is so egregious, it is actually hard to believe. It all started when Kaylin Echoes, owner of Legacy Roofing, contracted to do a roofing and paint job for... okay, I'm doing this right now. Happened... outrage. Okay, he did a painting and roof job for homeowner Steve and Tracy. What happened after is simply outrageous. Everyone, including Eccles, agrees that his painter did a terrible job and even vandalized the house when the homeowners complained. Kaylin kept promising to fix the paint and vandalism, but did nothing. The homeowners posted a negative review online. After that, Eccles fired back online, claiming that Steve and Tracy were unhappy because Steve caught Kaylin in bed with Tracy. He said they were caught in bed. By the way, Kaylin admitted later that was all a lie. But he let the negative posts remain online, besmirching Tracy's reputation. Eccles justified the online attack, saying that he wanted to even the scales. He said, yes, I am an eye for an eye type of guy. And then he said Steve and Tracy wanted nothing more to do with him. He also said he would return $8,900. Around $4,000 of that was for the paint job, and the rest was to go toward fixing the roof. He said he would pay it by Friday, September 29th, but he didn't pay a dime. He also lied about the situation and said he never promised a refund.
He eventually settled with him for a lesser amount.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the story, basically. I should point out this guy has been in trouble in the past. Okay, blah, blah, blah.
So what do you think, though? When he calls up, first of all, how do we know that he's changed? Because he makes a good argument. If he truly did change...
Okay, now to be fair, I want to go and to get people who called in. I said they could get right on. Let's do that, and then we will continue this conversation. Sarah, what's going on?
Hi. You have a great show.
Thanks.
I use Zero Res, same as you. It's an awesome carpet cleaning service. I'm wondering for the warranty with your carpet guy there, because it's not necessarily steam cleaning.
Well, no, it really is steam. It's steam cleaning. It's just that they don't use soap or emulsifiers. They use empowered water. It's what is it? It's the water it's
enzymatic cleaning.
Yeah, and it really does work.
Yeah, it's still considered steam cleaning. It's fine. It'll keep the warranty.
First of all, no steam cleaning is steam cleaning. All steam cleaning is hot water extraction, and that's what this is. You have anything, buddy? You know a lot about.
I think as long as it's hot water extraction, steam cleaning, you're keeping your warranty. I don't know what Zero Res does. I've never used it.
They do hot water extraction.
They do steam cleaning, basically.
But they only do their empowered water.
Then they're exactly what you're supposed to use. You're not supposed to use soap on carpet because you can't rinse it out.
It's nitrogenated or something. I don't know. There's something they do to the water that really does increase the cleaning potential. It really does.
How about those pads that
hydrogenated water? It is. That's what it is.
What are those pads that clean too?
Oxy, duh. Oxy.
That's what OxyClean is. It's hydrogenated.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Well, thank you. I do it every year, 6 months, as needed, whatever.
That you said that actually keeps a carpet alive, right? For Sarah, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
Hot water does what? The heat?
It revives it closes the bloom on the piece of yarn.
Good. It closes the bloom. What else can we do to extend the life of a carpet? Cleaning, what else? Vacuuming?
Vacuuming, yeah. Most people don't vacuum as much as they should, but
it's like twice a week, right?
Once per week per adult living in the home. So for my home, that's 6 times a week. It doesn't happen.
Suzanne's got to get on this. This isn't right.
Do you notice how he says Suzanne?
Yeah.
Debbie, welcome to the show. Debbie.
Hi.
What's going on?
My call.
What's going on in your life?
I just wanted to vent a little bit because I was recently laid off from a job.
Why?
Well, they told me I had a bad attitude.
Uh-oh.
Well, they also told the guy that was 62 that he had a bad attitude.
Uh-oh. How old are you, Debbie?
60.
Really? And hold on now. This could be actionable if the only bad attitudes are older people. Seriously.
Well, yes, it was. And then right after they told me that, they gave me a raise and a good review. And it didn't mention a bad attitude.
But so right after that review and that raise, you were laid off?
Yes.
For a bad attitude?
Well, they told me that before I got the raise, that I was going to not be able to keep my job because I had a bad attitude.
But then why did they give you a raise? It seems inconsistent.
I know, but see, then I had to sign a contract on my exit interview that I would not file a complaint or I would lose my severance.
Wait a minute. Is Sean Olson around from the Olson Law Firm? Hold on, we're going to get an attorney on. I don't like the way this sounds, Debbie.
Me either.
I don't like it. Hold on. James wants to give an on-air review for Vitamix. Are you talking about the Vitamixer, James?
Yeah, the blender.
What do you think about it?
Well, you know, it's pricey, but my experience with them with regard to customer service makes it worth every penny. Because I purchased it about 5 years ago, and I noticed that lately it wasn't blending as well as it used to. Because, I mean, you could use it to make peanut butter.
Yes. Hold on, James. Hold on, James. I want to hear it, but I have an attorney on I want to take very quickly and come back to you. It's for Debbie, who's been laid off. Sean Olson, this is a weird one. She says in her office, how many people in your office, Debbie?
Okay, well, it started out, they announced in 2015 they were closing the office. So we were down to 5 employees.
Oh, so when are they closing?
Well, that was the thing. And last December, they said that people in the Denver office were going to be able to keep their jobs.
Okay. So,
but when I had to interview.
But you were down to 5.
If I wanted to, and that's when they told me I had a bad attitude and I would not have an opportunity to keep my job.
Okay, and they told you and another person, and both of you are 60 or older.
Correct.
And all the and the 3 others are under
40.
Okay.
Under 40.
Okay, and the only 2 that had bad attitudes were over 60.
Yeah.
And they made you sign something saying what?
That I would not file a complaint or else I would I would lose my severance.
And how much was your severance?
Well, after taxes?
Well, no, what was it, a week, 2 weeks, a year?
It was 1 week for every year, and I was there for 15 years.
So you got 15 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. Sean, this sounds a little unusual. Can you sign away your legal right?
You can. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not all that unusual.
So she agreed to it, or she loses the severance.
Correct. Yeah, you can. It's a matter of gambling. You may have a case that's worth a lot, but your employer is going to or not, or it could be worth nothing at all. But your employer is going to throw a little bit of money your way and ask you to waive any claim for that money that you may have, and knowing that you'll go away.
Could you make an argument if there were 5 people in the office and the only 2 with bad attitudes were over 60?
Absolutely, you can make an age discrimination argument over something like that.
Are those hard cases to prove?
Yeah, they are hard cases to prove. But the things we'd always want to look at are past performance reviews and things like that. Has it ever been documented in 15 years that you've got a bad attitude?
No, in fact, in the past 2 years, I was awarded 15 awards for teamwork.
Yeah,
I won first quarter quality award.
But really, probably, I would take the 15 weeks. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage you if you have rights, but Sean, wouldn't you say the same thing as far as the gamble? I mean, what would you say?
It all depends on the case.
Like, how much could she get on this is what I'm asking. Well, let's say she's flat out has an age discrimination case. Where are the damages? If you could please just concentrate on that, because that would be an interesting thing. Let's say, for argument's sake, it is a slam dunk. Sean Olson, he does employment law. He's on my referral list, 303-586-7297. I want to talk about damages and how you assess them coming right up. Pro Auto Care is the place to go if you have a car or a truck or a van and you want some maintenance and repairs. But there's something special about Pro Auto that I like. It's a family, meaning you join and then you become part of the family. You know how your dad used to say, hey, get your oil changed, or do this, or clean your car. If you had one of those, a parent or guardian or, a nanny, that's what it is, a car nanny. They tell you what to do and when to do it. Really, gentle reminders by email. It's kind of cool. And they make sure your car has everything it needs, and they keep all the records for you in case you want to sell it or for any warranty work. Yes, they can work on new cars. You don't have to go to a dealer except for warranty work. 303 Pro Auto, 2 locations, near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. You can get details at 303proauto.com or just give them a call. You will love the way they do business. 303 Pro Auto.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
A lunch-hour drive off to a nice quiet start across town. North and southbound I-25, east and westbound I-70, wide open through the heart of the city. No stalls or accidents being reported on or off the freeway system at this time. If you got to travel along the I-70 corridor up in the high country, you're going to be in good shape there as well. No delays along I-70 west of Genesee. The drive in the high country along 285 looking good between Indian Hills and Conifer as well. For more real-time traffic updates on your route, download the new Total Traffic app powered by Traffic Karma. Weather forecast: sunny and nice today with a high near 53. Right now it's sunny and nice and 52. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
This report is brought to you by Walgreens. With a little help from Walgreens, diabetes won't slow you down. With caring pharmacists, medications you rely on, and testing supplies from all the major brands. Where is it convenient? And where do I matter? At Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
In this tight labor market, finding new employees can be tough. Whether you're the business owner or an HR professional, you want access to highly qualified candidates fast. More than 3 million businesses use Indeed.com, the world's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, no matter the industry, with Indeed you get immediate access to a high-quality pool of talent with no long-term contracts or upfront fees. For a limited time, Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to make their first job listing a sponsored job with premium visibility so more candidates will see it. You want to make a great hire fast, and this exclusive offer gives you a head start. Independent research shows 6 times more hires are delivered through Indeed than any other job site, making Indeed your one-stop source for hiring. To redeem this offer, go to Indeed.com/offer. That's Indeed.com/offer. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
XL Roofing, we're on top of it.
If you have roof damage from storms, call Excel Roofing at 303-761-6400. Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Excel Roofing is the most trusted roofer in Denver. I've been recommending them for 20 years, and they've done 3 roofs for me. Call 303.
You see a little girl that's 9 years old and she's fat.
That's horrible.
And she's fat, or a little boy that's fat. We got in our church small group that turning everything fat. Their bodies never burn fat. It just stores it,
in one coat, put on,
and that's it.
You can
You turn yourself into a fat burner, but you also have to you have to let your body recognize fat as fuel.
Right, and that's what keto adaptation.
I think it's the durability.
See, Mark,
it might be.
what really is funny is we have a sugar tank that's about this big,
So they probably
and we have a carb tank that's this big. So when you look at a human body, logic should tell you what it's supposed to burn, right, buddy? I mean, like you look at a gas tank, it's the big tank. The oil is the little tank. I mean, it's obvious we're supposed to burn fat. That's why we really store fat. If we weren't supposed to burn fat, we wouldn't store it. And we don't store sugar, except for tiny bits. So the whole point is learning how to
Leave today. Member FDIC.
I'll tell you, fat is a very, very efficient fuel, and it has very low entropy, meaning it doesn't create a lot of heat and a lot of destruction. The burning of sugar, not only is the sugar bad because of glycation in your veins and insulin, it's also bad because of the damage it does. It's like running a car on a jet fuel. It damages.
Hi, Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Sean Olson, let's say someone does have an age discrimination case flat out. Debbie, she's 62. She was working for this company. They laid off 2 people over 60. They kept the other 5, or whatever it turns out to be, the other 3. And you proved there is age discrimination. In fact, you found memos saying, let's get rid of these old farts. Okay, what are the damages?
Well, the damages for anybody in that scenario are usually lost wages going into the future. Obviously, if you lose your job, immediately you're cut off of that salary. You may collect unemployment for a short period of time, but ultimately you don't have a job.
But if you're 3 years into retirement, if you are 3 years from Social Security, can they argue that the most they would ever owe you is 3 years of wages?
They could certainly make that argument, yes.
What would you make? What argument would you make for damages? Future wages plus anything else? Is there any punitive damage?
There could be punitive damages depending on how strong your evidence of age discrimination is. If this was some overt act undertaken on the part of an employer, you could get punitive damages as well. And punitive damages are, they can be very large and not necessarily based only on the damages that an individual has suffered. Punitive damages are meant to punish somebody.
But why are punitive damages awarded in some cases? Does it have to do with them being a jerk?
Well, it can be. I mean,
is that what is the standard for punitive?
Well, it's certainly much more than just being a jerk. It has to be someone. Generally speaking, it has to be someone knowingly breaking the law,
and then maybe even trying to hide it.
And trying to hide it is going to certainly going to add to someone's ability to argue in favor of punitive damages. Absolutely.
Okay.
So the problem you've got with age discrimination cases is, if someone loses their job at the age of 60, their ability to find another job is far more limited than someone who's, say, 25 or 30. And, no employer wants to, well, I shouldn't say that, but employers are generally going to want to hire somebody who's going to be around for potentially 20 years.
Right, because they have to put training and stuff into them. So if you were advising Debbie, with just what you know so far, just what you know, this is obviously not something I'm going to ask her to take to the bank. Would you say, yeah, Debbie, let's open up something? Would you ask her to put, first of all, don't you have to first go to the Equal Opportunity Employment, what is it called, the Equal, EEOC?
Equal Opportunity Employment Commission.
Yeah,
right, the EEOC.
You have to go there first, don't you?
Well, in age discrimination cases, the answer is yes and no. The EEOC does have jurisdiction over age discrimination cases.
Don't they have
However,
to determine if you have one before you can sue or not?
Not in the case of age discrimination.
Okay.
With age discrimination cases, you can sue them without going through an EEOC investigation, but you have to first still give the EEOC notice of that fact that you're going to bypass them and give them 30 days to respond back to you.
Okay, but in race or any other kind of discrimination that's covered by law,
then you have to go to the EEOC or the CCRD, the Colorado equivalent of the EEOC.
And the EEOC then makes a determination if discrimination took place or not.
They certainly can make that determination.
But don't you need their approval to sue? Not their approval, but their determination.
You need to give them at least 6 months of investigation time before you can take that case back from them.
And if they say no discrimination took place, can you still sue?
You still can sue at that point in time, yes, but it generally makes your case more difficult if they make that determination.
And if they say discrimination did take place and you sue, it's not an automatic win.
Not an automatic win, but it certainly strengthens your case along the way.
So, Sean, what would you advise Debbie, 5 employees, 2 laid off? What was your annual salary, Debbie?
Well...
Nobody knows you, Debbie.
I was approaching 100.
Oh, what did you do?
I was an underwriter.
Oh. Do you still want to work? I know places that might hire you.
It's tough to find somebody.
Were you an underwriter for insurance or mortgages?
Insurance company, and I'd rather not say the name.
No, of course not. That's okay.
She seems to have a bit of an attitude.
No, she's got a bad attitude, I think.
What?
We're just kidding, Debbie.
Oh.
You get it? You know, your boss said you had a bad attitude. Okay, so listen. What would you advise her, Sean?
Well, I guess I would advise her that, whether to take that severance really depends on your tolerance for risk and how strong you think your case might be. If you've got those evaluations from the years prior that says you're a fantastic employee, and
she had one from the same period of time, the same quarter, I think, right, Debbie?
Well, because they told me in December, and then in April, I had my review, and it was never mentioned that I had a bad attitude, and they gave me a raise even.
I thought they said you were doing great, right? No?
Yeah, a good review and a raise.
After they told you had a bad attitude?
Yes.
Did the same people tell you that, or different people?
Well, my manager at the time that gave me the review reports to the person that told me I had the bad attitude.
Did you ask them to elaborate on that bad attitude?
Well, they, at the time I was pretty annoyed. So actually, I just really wanted to get off the phone.
Yeah.
I was just, for them to say that after, because earlier I said in the past 2 years I had 15 awards for teamwork.
Well, do you need the severance? Do you need it?
Well, yes, because my husband lost his job last year.
What I'm saying is, if 15 weeks amounted to what was the gross on that?
Just under 28.
Yeah. So if you could forego 28 and just go for it.
They took taxes out.
Well, I know that. I know, but it's 28 gross because taxes wouldn't be taken out of the damages, would it, Sean? If it was wages, it would be, right? Taxes would be.
Yes, if it was considered wages,
but not punitive.
Punitives might get taxed.
I don't think, well, they could, you're right, but I don't think usually casualty losses, I thought, and punitive are not, but let's leave that up to, taxing people. But right now, though, Debbie, seriously, I don't think it would be hard to beat, and I'm not talking as an attorney, but I don't think it would be hard to beat 28 out of them, even in a settlement, because, it's very incongruent.
It certainly sounds like it is.
Yeah, but even if you just had a consultation, of course, Sean talks to people all the time. Initial consultations, they don't charge for that.
Absolutely.
So,
happy to take the time to talk.
And Sean's number is 303-586-7297. Now, James wanted to do an on-air review of the Vitamix. I just want to know this. I have a Vitamixer. I inherited with marriage. With things. So I didn't inherit it, but I'm saying I use it. So I want to know, I think it's fantastic, but it's no better than the Ninja. I have a Ninja.
Well, that could be. I haven't used the Ninja, but what really impressed me about it is
customer service.
Exactly. It stopped working as well as it had, and I bought it 5 years ago.
And what did they do?
Well, I was a little upset because it was like $500.
Yeah.
So, all I did is I emailed them and I said, look, I bought this blender 5 years ago and it's now not working. And they said, no problem. There's a 10-year warranty. I just have to give them the serial number and the estimated date of purchase.
And what happened?
They didn't ask for a receipt. I didn't have to register.
What did they do?
And they sent me a new blender.
Are you kidding me?
No.
And did you send the old one back?
I thought they would ask, but they didn't.
You could.
So, it was amazing.
It is amazing. That's a great on-air review, James. Thank you very much. Boy, that says a lot for Vitamixer, doesn't it?
I think they're overpriced, personally.
Well, they are overpriced. But I got the Ninja.
Yeah, they're half the price. Maybe even more than half.
Ninja is awesome. Listen, here's the deal. You don't necessarily get what you pay for, but you kind of do. You really do. The KitchenAid, for example, the big mixer, the KitchenAid, not what that does.
I know what you mean.
But more for dough and for, I love those. And those are definitely.
What kind of vacuum? I got, the Shark is like half the price of the Dyson.
The Shark is wonderful. I have a Dyson and I have a Shark.
Dyson's void your carpet warranty.
What? We got to talk about that coming up. Hold on. He says avoid your. Hold on. I'm taking a note of this. Are you kidding me? All right. I got to take a break, or otherwise Brutus breaks me. Then we'll talk about this Dyson void your carpet warranty. This is an alert. Hold on for that. The Raleigh House treats addiction. And I am very proud that they chose to advertise on this show. They know that we help people, and they've heard me before. We've had junkies call in. We've had people call in who are on pain pills. We've had people say, we have a problem, Tom. And we've helped them. And we've got them into rehab or treatment. I like the word treatment better. Here's the deal, because you're not really rehabbing, like, you're just getting treatment. Addiction is a disease. I'm not going to debate that with you. No matter what your opinion, here's what the Raleigh House is doing. They're establishing, they have this number that you can call to stop that cycle of addiction. You can do it today. If you have an addict in your life, you call and say, hey, how do I approach my brother, my sister, my wife, my aunt, my uncle? Depending on circumstances, they'll tell you when and how. They'll also tell you what treatment is all about and the evidence-based treatment they do at the Raleigh House. How long it takes, insurance, costs. They'll talk about other forms of treatment. They'll inform you. That's what they want. They want you to be informed and comfortable, and it's all confidential. And it's all with no obligation, no cost, so please call them, please. And if you have the addict in your life that wants to call with you, do it. Or call with a family member or two on a speakerphone if you want to just ask any questions you need. The point is, you got to move forward. Addiction will never, ever, ever, ever get better on its own. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
From the Fox Business Network. Stocks are mixed in afternoon trading as investors check out the latest crop of corporate earnings reports. And
it's K-House.
Publicly traded U.S. company to reach a
I would like to know on there, what would she be collecting unemployment while she's waiting for the lawsuit?
Blockbuster earnings report showed
Why not? Well, that's a big deal, because if she takes severance, she's got to use up that severance before she starts unemployment.
AT&T is now saying it is uncertain its $85 billion takeover of Time Warner will close at the end of the year.
Yeah, the suction on a Dyson is too much. It untwists the warranty. If you go to CRI.com, which is the Carpet and Rug Institute, and you go to vacuums that are not recommended, Dyson's on there. They do not recommend it. It's too powerful. The more powerful, it untwists the arm. Wait a minute. And the beater bar is too aggressive. It voids the warranty.
Wow.
Dyson sued.
And you have a Dyson too.
I
I don't have a Dyson.
How will they know I
You got a Hoover.
That's it. You hide the fucking Dyson when they show up.
That's fine. I'm just saying.
Does it really ruin your car?
It's too powerful. Just think about it. A girl with curly hair goes out in the wind, and the wind blows like crazy. Her curl in her hair goes away. You take her Dyson,
whatever happened
you put it on that curly hair and you suck her face into the bottom of it.
Oric was an overpriced piece of shit.
They Dysons are fantastic for cleaning your carpet. They just suck the piss out of it.
They were super light.
I had Oric.
So light.
Okay, so line 3, she's 68 years old. She was never legally adopted, and she's never had a birth certificate. She wanted to come on and talk to you about it. She's like, would you tell Tom not to be here? She's moving out of state.
Maybe Tom will adopt her.
What's your problem?
That's what I want to know.
I got adopted when I was an adult. Legally.
How would you get a birth certificate after?
Well, no, adoption has nothing to do with it.
But she was said she wasn't legally adopted. She wasn't legally adopted.
It wouldn't matter.
She was mistreated up until 5, got new parents, didn't realize until 13.
What does she need the birth certificate for?
She's moving to Wyoming, not sure if she needs one to get a new driver's license. She goes, but I'm 68, I've never had a birth certificate. Maybe I just need to get it handled.
How's she getting Social Security? Well, you don't need a birth certificate, you just need a Social Security.
How would she have a
Obama will
Social
never get
Security
Social
number?
Security.
That's very curious.
You can get a Social Security number.
Great.
You don't need a birth certificate.
Without a birth
Yeah,
certificate?
you just mail it in. I did it for my son.
Just ask how Obama got his. Call her to him.
They're not. Is that the movers?
Yeah.
They're not gonna. They have no benefit of talking to us.
Well, I'm going to leave my cell phone number after the show's over.
You got to yell at them. That's the only thing they
Well, this lady has been yelling at her, so I'll try the other way around. I'll try the
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK. Buddy Mitchell with us. Remember, simplyfloorsinc.com. You can make appointments there. He said that Dyson vacuums void carpet warranties. This is a news alert. I've never known it. Never.
It's the CRI, which is the governing body of the carpet. It's called the Carpet and Rug Institute.
Carpet and Rug Institute.
Yeah, the CRI.
Yes.
And what they do is they test carpet, and they test vacuums, and they recommend vacuums. And one of the problems is the Dyson is too powerful. It will untwist your yarn.
So they're true when they say that they are.
Well, really what they're saying is untwisted yarn is not covered, right? It doesn't matter what does it.
No, that's not true at all. Untwisted. No? Come on.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Like if
I'm reading one of the Mohawk's warranties here. If I read this, literally nothing's covered is how I read it. I mean, it doesn't cover vomit. It doesn't cover urine, feces, grease, mud, asphalt, tar, paint, ink, rust, blood. It doesn't cover bleaches, acne medication.
What fiber?
I don't know. It burns, tears, pets, cuts, pulls, shadings, pile reversal. What the hell does it cover?
It's a sales pitch.
But it's technically, you know what? You have to prove that you took care of your carpet too. That you had it professionally cleaned once a year, right?
Right. Absolutely. You know, the carpet warranties are there, and we have them covered all the time, right? But you know, they don't cover abuse. They don't cover, you know, the stain-proof carpets. I'm pretty sure that
what's considered abuse?
Not cleaning your carpets, you know, the joke that I tell people all the time.
Walking on your carpet.
Walking on your carpet, right? Now think about it. Carpet will last forever if you don't walk on it, right? The more you walk on it, you know, the more it's going to wear out. And so people come back and they say, well, it's got a 25-year warranty. Well,
this also doesn't cover athletic equipment, depressions, fading, furniture.
Now, do all of them say, did they name Dyson? Do they literally name Dyson?
Yeah.
All of them?
It's actually in the CRI, which then they refer back to in the CRI. I'm pretty sure there was a lawsuit between Dyson and the CRI at one time, but you know, they can come out and say, hey, that vacuum is too powerful. If you buy a soft carpet and you put a Dyson on it, it'll suck down and you can't even move the Dyson. It'll just like a shop vac suck right into it.
Well, he's right when he talks about how powerful all stuff is.
Yeah,
I'm
not saying not to use it because, you know, the Dyson will get your carpet clean.
You know that, yeah.
But the beater bar on it is so powerful it'll untwist it.
How about that fan they have? That fan with no blades.
Oh, that weird looking
round
oval
fan.
thing.
Man, I love that.
Did you get one?
No, but I love it.
You like the look of it.
I like that it works. That stuff like that. I like the hand blower and basically, you know, I don't know. Hey, Steve, you have a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a question on. I got a flooring estimate and just wondered how competitive it is, and was wondering if the flooring guy there could
go ahead
give me a bid. Yeah.
What is it?
Carpet and tile.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Can you send it to us?
Yeah, let's start by saying this. Let's ask you this. How many square yards?
Let's see here. It is 175 square yards of carpet.
And what kind of carpet?
It says
I take
Dixie on the inside.
Dixie
sure
carpet? That's a very good carpet.
Yeah.
Dixie only sells Stainmaster Pet Protect nylon for the most part now.
How much a yard are you paying for that?
Let's see, $3.75
per yard. $3.
Yeah, $3.75. Yep.
It's $3.75 for that's a square foot. So if you have 175 square feet.
Yeah, it's well, I can give you the total. Just over 7,000.
Let's just get him to send it over.
Yeah, just get it to us as quickly as possible.
Can you email it?
And if not, we'll still help you, but get it over as quickly as possible. Suzanne, talk to him, please. Thank you. Rachel, hello, Rachel. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. The gentleman you had yesterday that was talking about his birth certificate, that he'd never used the name on it.
Right. He changed his name when he was younger and never went back to his original.
Yes. Well, kind of the same thing for me. I was adopted, and my adopted parents, and I wish I could have asked them before they died.
So hold on, Rachel. The name that you have now, is it the adopted family?
No, yes, the adopted family.
And your original name?
I never used it.
Never. But you do know what it is?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you have a birth certificate in that name?
I had it at one time, and I lost it. I think I just threw it away by mistake.
So now you have a new name. You have a new name.
I've always had this name.
Is Rachel your first name on both on the original?
No, sir.
Okay, so you have a new name and you have an old name and a new name. So the old name is your real legal name, but it's never been used. So you did legally establish an identity, and it's not illegal to do so. You do have an identity. Do you have a Social Security number?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've done contracts and you've done business under this what I call your new name, which is really yours. Okay, so you shouldn't have a problem. What are you trying to do?
So what I would like to do, Tom, is if I ever wanted to travel.
Okay, passport might be a problem. You have to have a birth certificate or a certificate of live birth.
Right. So how do I do that?
You go back to where were you born?
Oh. Okay, it's San Bernardino, California.
Okay, there's no problem telling us. Nobody can match you to that. So San Bernardino, and you go back there to that county, and you go to the approximate time, and there should be a birth certificate on file, and you just get it. Just get a copy. Okay. That's it.
You find the vital records office in that state.
Yeah, and you get it, and they'll search for it. And if you know, especially if you know your name, it's going to be easy. So then you get a copy of your original birth certificate, and you will have to get the passport. Here's the problem. You need two forms of ID. You need your birth certificate and one other. So you can probably get a Colorado State ID using your birth certificate, and then you get your ID. You have two forms of ID, but your ID will be that original name. Then you can legally change it if you want. There's no problem, and probably no problem at all changing it. And then
how do I do that legally?
Well, once you get your birth certificate first, okay, and you establish that, then what you do is you simply go to an attorney and get a name change. It's about $1,500 or less.
And California, by the way, will have hers. I'm looking at it here. As long as she's not born before 1905, they will have her birth certificate.
Yeah.
And it's $25.
Yeah. So listen, Rachel, changing your name is not a big deal at all. What you'll do is get your birth certificate, change your name. You keep your name change affidavit with the birth certificate, because they do not change your birth certificate.
Okay.
So whenever you have to show your birth certificate, you show it along with the name change affidavit.
Oh, really?
Well, that's not a big. Well, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal at all. Because how many times do you have to show a birth certificate?
I have never had to.
Well, that's what I mean. So I think passport is one of the few things. So you would just simply attach the name change affidavit with the birth certificate to get your passport in your new name.
Okay.
It's not, Rachel, it really isn't a big deal. Really is not.
I think it's mostly because it's just bad memories, bad.
Well, you mean you don't like because you were abused, right?
Right.
That's terrible. So you don't want to revisit that whole deal. But I don't know what else to tell you, dear. You have to. You have to get it. Now, as far as doing all the changing, you can let an attorney do that. But you got to get your original birth certificate first. I'll tell you what. If you get your original birth certificate, call us back, and we'll help you every step of the way without you touching it. You don't have to do anything after that. It'll be easy. I'll show you each step. All you have to do is pay the attorney if you don't want to step foot. All right? I have to take a break. Oh, my goodness, I'm so late. Okay? So right now, get ready for winter with Rockies. If you need a used car, truck, SUV, or van, they got four-wheel drives, front-wheel drives. They got pick-me-up trucks, and they have front wheel is really good. It's really good, by the way. Four-wheel drives are overdone. You don't really need them on every vehicle, especially if you have good tires. But Rockies has all kinds of cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. And here's the important thing, okay? They're good, clean cars at great values. Shop around, but compare apples with apples if you're going to shop. You'll find Rockies has great deals. And here's the other thing. They have great deals when it comes to financing. Yes, because you have so many financiers, you have 40 of them, finance companies competing for your business, you can get great deals on financing too. And great deals on trades, because they are in the used car business. They don't just wholesale those cars out. They want to sell them on the lot. So they'll pay you more than anyone else. Usually. Give them a call. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, 303-426-4646, or drop by 63rd and Federal.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
It's a nice, beautiful...
I love Dyson, but I think Shark. Shark is good. That was the question I was going to ask. My Shark is, I like Shark. Is it lighter or what?
Cheaper.
It's cheaper.
I never thought cheaper. I think it's just like the Dyson.
Man, my cord is
weather forecast. Sunny and beautiful today with a high near 53. Tonight, partly cloudy overnight with a low of
that I use most of the time. I don't even plug in my big vacuum anymore because this cordless thing just kicks ass.
Is it the Shark cordless?
No, the 24-volt thing. I've seen those. It is Dyson. Isn't it Dyson?
Well, Shark makes one too.
Oh, okay.
I've one of each. I've one at the house, one at the condo.
Oh, okay.
The Dyson though is the 24-volt model. God, are they good? They have a little beater bar, and then you can take it off and use the edge, and it's light. Yeah, I used to have one in the motorhome.
Yeah, that's where she has that one. She has one upstairs and downstairs, so she doesn't have to.
We didn't get a chance to talk about Eccles, so we'll do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me they do such a good
I wonder if this guy will be put to death tonight. This guy, he raped and killed this woman. He's from Mexico, Mexican national, but they're saying that it breaks some treaty if we put him to death tonight. But he's been on death row for 20 years.
Did we extradite him from Mexico?
No, they're saying he never got a chance to call his, what do they call it? I was going to say asylum.
Right. I know what you're saying.
If they're extradited, they will not allow him to speak because they don't have death penalty.
Yeah, they don't have death. No. They did not send him over there. No. He's been in a Texas prison. But I have a feeling he's dying.
They don't have the death penalty where?
But did they pick him up in Mexico and extradite him here?
Texas fries retarded people, man. I'm not kidding. They did. When Bush was in, don't you remember that? The guy had like 40 IQ and he put him to death. I thought that was a little
That's so
crazy.
funny. Mexico doesn't have a death penalty, but they have more people getting killed down there through drugs and stuff.
They don't have a death penalty in Mexico.
No.
Very few in modern countries.
No, we're almost the only one, I think.
If they run across the border after they killed somebody, they won't extradite them back. We're going to put them to death.
We have to promise not to put him to death or else they
Did
won't
we
send
promise
him
them this
back.
guy?
No, this guy was caught here and never went back.
Oh.
But he couldn't call his, what the hell is it called?
Lawyer.
No. When you're in another, not asylum. I just keep wanting to say asylum.
Yeah,
Wait, why isn't it?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Okay, let's go to the phones. You have a question, Brent, on insurance. Go ahead, Brent.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Good. What's happening?
I got a question about renter's insurance.
Yeah.
This morning there was a note on my door saying I owed $25 for renter's protection, and I already have renter's insurance.
Wait, is that required by your landlord?
Yes.
And so the notice on the door said what?
That I owed $25 for renter protection charge. So I went to
So
the
what,
office.
does that mean that they automatically bought you renter's insurance because they thought you didn't have it?
Yes.
Okay, and so you can prove you did have it.
Yes.
Okay, then get it removed, right?
Well, they're still insisting I pay the $25 charge.
But why?
If I get, I don't know.
Well,
did you get it after the fact?
If you failed to keep it on file or something, you sure nothing was your fault?
I'm positive.
Then what prompted them? What prompted them to put that charge on? What prompted it? Something did. They didn't just one day wake up and say, "Let's charge Brent $25."
Oh, because my insurance policy, I renewed it, but I guess Compass didn't send in the renewal.
Well, then that's
for,
it.
for
Brent, listen.
Yeah.
If they didn't get notice of renewal, that's
Uh-huh.
not your insurance company's fault. That's not your landlord's fault. Technically, if the lease says that you have to show proof of insurance and keep it up to date, then that's why they're going to lay that $25 on you. I'd still fight it, but I'm telling you, if the lease says that, you're going to have a problem.
No, I guess that was my question. I just assumed when my insurance was renewed,
they would send a renewal.
That would be
nope. They don't do that automatically.
So they don't do that. Okay.
Not automatically, no. Now, when you have a lender, they do, because your lender is on the policy, but that landlord was not on the policy. If the landlord is named on the policy, then they would automatically get a renewal. So, Brent, you technically broke the rule, even though you were insured, and they're insisting you still pay it, which really sucks that they would do it, but they can. Did we get an answer for Steve on, what were we waiting for? Oh, no, we never got his bid.
I put the bid in front of you guys there.
You guys got it? Do you have it, buddy?
Yeah, I've got it.
So he just wants to know.
And you're going to beat it, right?
No, we just want to know what he's paying if it's in the ballpark, but I can't wait.
It's up in Greeley. Yeah, I think it's in the ballpark. I'm trying to get a price from my office.
So it's not outrageous?
I don't know. I don't know what the product is, but I don't think so.
Okay. All right, just hang on, Steve. We'll see what we can do for you, all right? Joe, what's happening in your life?
Well, I'm telling you, it's been kind of topsy-turvy, but I'll try to explain this to you. Last September 2016, my girlfriend moved in with me, and she resided with me until about April of this year. At that point, she departed and moved to California.
Yeah.
She was storing some stuff.
Did you guys break up?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We did.
All right.
And we...
Did you part as friends?
We parted as friends.
Okay.
Right? So anyways, we actually parted last September. So I told her she had sold a house. I said, you can move in with me.
All right, got it. But right now, you want...
I'll be the nice guy.
But right now, the problem is what?
Is getting... what are my rights as far as getting rid of her stuff that's in my base? Because I'd like to get my basement finished. I'm having a hard time establishing contact with her.
If she's not paying you, you don't have a storage, you don't have a bailment agreement, you have no agreement. She was technically a resident. She moved out voluntarily, so I would just give her notice. You don't have to technically, but give her notice that...
listed on free stuff on Craigslist.
Right. That you're getting rid of it if she doesn't claim it, or you're going to charge her storage. It's her choice. If she wants to pick it up, you're going to charge her storage until she does. And then just write it up. And then I'd wait 30 days and get rid of it. You don't have to wait 30, I would, to be absolutely sure. I would take a picture of it too.
My last question is should I contact a lawyer to have this drawn up in a certified letter and delivered to her?
Well, I wouldn't do all that, but that's up to you. I mean, tell me this, Joe.
I don't think he's got to do anything.
Yeah, I know. How litigious is she? He doesn't.
Pardon me?
Yeah, I mean, do you think she's the kind that'll make trouble?
You know, I would have to say no, but then again, nowadays, you don't know.
Joe, listen, you know, you don't have any agreement. There's no bailment. She was a tenant. She left behind stuff. All you have to do is notify her and dispose of it or keep it. That's it. But make sure you do everything in writing and keep a record of it. Buddy Mitchell, thank you very much for being here. Save all your problems for me.
Your furnace needs checking.
If you take your stuff and put it in a storage place,
that's different. That's totally different. You create a bill. You
create a bill, yeah.
And that's governed by law, actually. There's a law on that. Well, shit, you ought to know that with all the properties you have.
Well,
don't you have storage facilities? You have everything else.
Airplane hangars are considered storage facilities. They're not considered, you don't have to do
I think Versa put on Craigslist for free. I think that was.
You can wait 30 days and sell the property, just like storage.
Oh, what are the...
They're not considered a residence. We have to.
Well, of course not. No, of course not. They are storage. That's all they are.
Charity places.
But we never got to do it.
Just give it to a charity place. That's never got the slip. Who owns my beautiful
charity places? It depends what it is, man. A lot of them don't take shit.
They'll take it, but they throw it away.
A couple bought it and had it just as a toy box for a while.
Yeah.
And then some maintenance place bought it, but it's been sitting. I haven't seen anybody over there.
We can find out if I can buy it.
I'd throw it out.
Okay.
Or free on Craigslist.
I would love to buy that back.
That was a nice hanger.
Oh, it was the best hanger on the whole place. Yours is nice too.
Right on the front. Well, ours is so crap right now.
But I love that hanger.